Yeah, it was pretty good. We didn't even communicate. I didn't even know who was supposed to start. So let's talk at the same time.
It's Wednesday.
That's what we do best, right?
Yeah, I know. What's up, Tony?
Nothing much, Chris. How's Fresno treating you out that way?
Looking forward to getting home after the game tonight. Tony, it's Fresno. So that's pretty much what I got.
How was the Cheesecake Factory last night?
Good. Nice evening at the Cheesecake Factory. Had a nice Santa Fe chicken salad there. They make it, it's one of my favorites. And I think good time was had by all.
Now, Tony, Chris was telling me last night that he wanted to get fries on the side of his salad, but he thought like he was going to be imposing on the Aztecs women's basketball team for adding fries to his order.
Why? How's that imposing?
Exactly. That's what I asked. Chris?
I feel like when the team pays the meal, you don't get any extras.
Okay, yeah, no, I can feel that.
But you're there because of the team.
Right, but
you still don't
maybe
buy
maybe if
like Skraby would buy the steak. You know what I mean?
See,
like
I would not. I told you I
wouldn't.
I told you I wouldn't.
Expensive date over here.
Yeah.
If I could see if maybe a player or somebody next to you had a little extra something or did a little extra something, then I would feel a little more comfortable. But I don't want to be the first one to have the special order.
They actually did order some hors d'oeuvres for the table, Skraby, so that did cover my need for French fries.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I was actually really kind of concerned about
this
like
last night. Yes, you're very concerned. I don't want you to worry about it too much.
I was very concerned.
I'm well fed as normally is the case.
Okay.
We will not have Michael Flicks today. Something came up. We'll get him next week, but we will have Coach Sean Lewis on today in the 3 o'clock hour. Get to talk a little bit about the season, their upcoming bowl game. Should be a fun conversation to have. Remember, at around 5:35, we'll announce today's biggest fan. That's a chance for you to qualify for a night in our Odyssey Suite at a future Padre game with all the fan staff, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan in order to potentially have your name called. Couple things. Kind of listening to Braden before our show, and they were having a conversation about fandom, Chris. They were talking about and what stirred the pot here is Jim Bowden made the comment, and we'll play the sound a little bit later in the show, but he made the comment that, if you're a Pirates fan, so to speak, and you're tired of the Pirates losing, much like the players, you can switch your allegiance. You can move on and just be a Dodger fan. And there was a lot of commentary about that.
So Jim Bowden said it's okay to do that, or he said you are able to do that.
We're gonna get the sound.
He said it's okay.
I think he said you're able to do that. Like, he doesn't see why more fans don't do it. He said.
Okay, right. Okay.
Frank just sent it to me. Hold on. Do you want to get the sound right now?
No, we get to it a little bit later.
Okay.
We get to it a little bit later. Padres did finalize their coaching staff today. I mean, this is probably the only baseball news we'll be getting, I think, until, I don't know, hopefully soon. But this is the baseball news we got today. Ruben Niebla, back, pitching coach, also associate manager. Randy Knorr will be the bench coach. Randy was also a bench coach in Washington back when Stam was playing, so it makes some sense there. Steven Souza Jr., from what I've heard, is kind of a biomechanic type of guy, and how I heard this actually is so I don't know if he's actually a biomechanic type of guy, but somebody stopped me in the grocery store the other day and were peppering me with these questions about Steven Souza Jr. and his biomechanics and how it would. What is it going to help? And I was like, I didn't know he was a biomechanic guy, but I don't know if it's going to help. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I did tell him that, in my experience with a lot of these guys on the roster, they're pretty open-minded. So we'll see. He also comes from the Washington Nationals organization at one point. Ben Fritz.
You know what I would answer, Tony, if somebody asked me whether the Steven Souza's biomechanic thing was going to help.
What you got?
I would say didn't help him.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, Steven Souza.
Man.
Now, to
It
be
was
fair,
too easy of a line to pass up.
That hit me about 2 seconds after.
to be
It was too-
to be fair, I don't know
It
if he
was
was a
too
biomechanic
easy.
guy, but when he was playing or when he was
See,
after,
maybe if he'd have known about it, he would have had a better career. But that also does neither here nor there, because many good coaches, have better success teaching others than they do themselves. That does happen.
largely everybody else coming back is pretty safe. Bob Henley will be the third base coach. Also, was at the Nationals when Stan was there. Everybody else outside of that, Ryan Goins is the other one. He's an infielder instructor for the Pods. Everyone else are guys that have been in the organization. Cius is back. Mike McCoy, Pat O'Sullivan, both back. Vinny Lopez also back. So a lot of familiarity in terms of the staff, but they have completed it. And so we'll see now. Hopefully the next news we get is actually roster based.
I either that or AJ Preller.
We'll take that one too. We'll take that one too.
That one. I think the biggest change anyone of the fans are going to notice is the third base coach, right? Because the third base coach, Bob Henley, right? He'll be out there on the field. And of course, we won't know his name until a player gets thrown out of the plate.
That's usually how it works.
Do you know what I mean? Right. Yeah. We'll get into the middle of May and somebody will get thrown out at home and the fans will, who's the third base coach? But I think that, look, Stammen's smart. He's surrounding himself with guys that he likes and knows and trusts. I mean, that makes sense to me. So
no doubt about it. We'll have a Padres pen pal later on in the 2 o'clock hour. Skraby assures me that it's a doozy today.
It is a doozy because I've been getting messages since the season ended, and I just didn't think we should go in that route because we were already depressed over the Padres. But someone saw the coaching staff finalization today and hit me with a fiery take on what's going to happen this year. So that's a 2.
I imagine some of the fans are getting a little restless for sure.
Yeah.
Despite our continued attempts to remind them that AJ Preller usually builds the team in February. So, we'll see how it goes.
I know the alarms are starting to kind of ring because I saw my man Ryan Cohen tweet the other day that he was starting to feel like Padres need to do something.
I get it. I was there last year, but I like I said on the overtime episode on Monday, I have to be patient. This is not how the Padres work. They do not sign people before the new year.
Luke Weaver is a Met, 2 years, $22 million.
Do they just steal every closer from the Yankees?
I mean,
I bet you the Mets are really excited by this because the Met fans saw enough Yankee games last year and saw Luke Weaver completely explode and blow apart at the end of last season.
This is the classic we can fix whatever was wrong before.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so their bullpen is go ahead.
Well, Chris and I were talking. This kind of ties in. Chris and I were talking about Joe Lacob last night, and who might potentially one day own the Padres, whatever. But he replied to an email that a fan sent him, and so we were saying that's the kind of owner that we want. And I said last night, Joe Lacob is a smart owner. We don't want a Steve Cohen owner. Steve Cohen just goes and just opens up his checkbook for anyone and anything. And it's not working.
I don't know that that's the case. They're doing the exact opposite of what you said this offseason. They're not really opening up. Look at all the guys they've let go. Pete Alonso, Edwin Diaz, Ryan Helsley. A lot of these guys were Brandon Nimmo.
But they signed Devin Williams to a ridiculous deal.
I don't know if that was ridiculous.
Jorge Polanco, remember him, Chris? He got 2 years, $40 million.
He got a little bit of money, but he didn't get.
Well, according to you, Scraby, he's worth every penny. He said he was the greatest hitter you've ever seen.
He didn't get Pete Alonso money, though. And here's the thing. Remember who the Mets, we're kind of getting off, but you got me there. The Mets GM. Know where he came from? Yes. Know where he came from? Milwaukee. There is an article in The Atlantic about him trying to remake the Mets. I don't know if in the image of the Brewers is fair to him because clearly he left there because they couldn't provide him with the necessary assets to make the team better or the money to make it better. I think he is trying to remake the Mets in a more disciplined fashion, right? I think they made their big splurge. We've kind of seen the Dodgers do the same thing. They make their big splurge, and what the Dodgers have had success with is outside of the bullpen, really the closer position, they pretty much hit on all of those moves that they've made. And I think that's what the Mets are trying to do. I think that's why they let Pete Alonso go. That's why they let Diaz go. And yes, they paid some guys some money that you can question if it was too much, but they're going to be under what they have been spending over the last couple of years. So I can kind of see what Stearns is trying to do. I don't know if he gets it accomplished in this one off season, though.
No, probably not in one off season.
Yeah. All right. So let's get rolling around here on this. Was it Wednesday?
It is
Wednesday afternoon.
3 more days, guys.
Padres pen pal, Daily Gambit, Sean Lewis, Chris versus fan, Big Five. And then Chris has got to get the Aztecs a W here tonight against the Bulldogs. All right, so let's get the break on the other side. Chris, where would you like to go?
Oh, Chris, I just turned him off. Sorry. We'll talk about it.
Did he even hear me?
No, because I turned his thing off.
Okay.
So.
Oh, all right. Well, stay tuned. More Gwynn and Chris.
Think Verizon.
closer to Christmas break. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, chilling on this Wednesday afternoon. Aztecs in action tonight, taking on Air Force. A quick conference game before heading to Arizona to take on the Wildcats. Now, Chris kind of talked a little bit about this during the break, but Mark Ziegler, as always, had a terrific article this morning about Air Force and kind of a piece of the conversation that Chris and I have been having for quite some time as it pertains to college sports, NIL, and all of the new changes. Air Force is probably the college that gets hit the hardest. And in the article, Mark Ziegler kind of explains that they don't get NIL, right? These students are
it's against the law in the government.
They're considered employees.
They're considered military employee, government employees. So athletes at Air Force cannot get any NIL, and they can't transfer in or out. Basically, they're committed, so they can't get transfers, and that's the way teams are built now. So it's a great story, and I recommend to anybody to look at it. Air Force is coming in here tonight. Basically, the Aztecs should win this game without even, breaking a sweat, because Air Force has 9 freshmen, and they have 4 sophomores, and they have 3 upperclassmen, and that's the squad. And, you never know what's going to happen in a game. But to me, this is about a lot more than that. And this isn't to feel sorry for Air Force at all, but I think, and their coach doesn't want it to sound that way, but Joe Scott, who coaches Air Force and has for many, many, many years, talking about the shift from student athletes to athlete students to basically what we have now, which is professional athlete. And, Joe Scott, some of his quotes are really eye-opening, I think. And he talks about, there's no understanding about, hey, this is college. It's not about money. I know everybody wants money, and I'm not saying they shouldn't get some money, but that's not what this endeavor is about. He also said, when all this started 4 years ago, I said at the time, the NCAA had a choice to make. Do you want to make it about education? But if you don't like the model, then go do something else. I'm not saying you can't go do it, but this is college basketball. This should be about education. It should be about 18 to 23-year-old kids growing up, but we're not doing that anymore. Once we started to say, you're not fortunate and everything is now about money, that's the hypocrisy of it all. And when you deal with hypocrisy, you find a lot of unhappy people. There's a lot in there to dissect, Tony, but I know you and I agree with a lot of it. The kids should have all been paid, but the NCAA has messed this up so badly now that it is no longer about being a student athlete. It is about being a professional athlete. And I like what Joe Scott says here. I don't know that it's not going to change anything, but at least there's still a voice out there of reason.
Yeah.
And he's coming to town tonight, to play. So.
And he's likely to get beat on by a school that does have NIL,
right,
and has players that, although may not be transferring out as much, I think that's one of the things that makes the program unique. They are 100% a part of the system that we have now in college sports. And listen, what has happened is it's no longer on the colleges or the NCAA at this point to enforce you being a student athlete. If indeed that's what you want to be, you have the opportunity to do that. It's just the onus is now on you to be that. And when I say you, the individual, because as Coach Scott mentioned and Chris and I have talked about, it is kind of an athlete first kind of deal. And again, because you have the opportunity to get the education, it's going to be kind of on the individuals to take advantage of that, while also taking advantage of the new elements of this kind of deal that we have here in college sports.
Yeah, Brian Dutcher, did chime in, and he said from a basketball standpoint, it's awful for him. And Brian Dutcher, he understands it, even though he's able to take advantage of it with the Aztecs. Brian said, those that leave, sometimes I wonder if they're going to something better than they left. Yeah. If they're chasing basketball over a commitment to the military and a commitment to their country, I always find that interesting, because you don't go to an academy in the first place just for the athletics. You go for the total experience and the ability to serve your country. But Brian Dutcher is saying, why would you go to Air Force with the nod that a couple of years later, if you're a good basketball player, you're going to go transfer?
I
right? Because he's like that. You're not there for the right reason in the first place.
Well, I mean, there's what should be and what is, and
yeah, right.
What we have seen is even a place like the Air Force Academy be used as a stepping stone to go.
Yeah, good point, Tony.
Where it was, where it wants to go.
Right? You might get to play at the Air Force Academy better and get a show what you can do for a couple of years.
Listen, I can already hear some folks, some Skeens haters out there. I'm not talking about Skeens, because if you listen to Paul Skeens, he went there initially because he thought he was going to serve.
Yes.
He turned into the pitcher he was in part because of the discipline that he kind of acquired going to the Air Force. And then that opened doors. And so his situation is not.
I think his family was also in the military.
100%. His situation is not what I'm talking about. But we have seen, at least from the basketball side, players show up there, do well, and bounce out. And, I think that's that's what Coach Dutch is speaking to on that. Because in the past, I mean, I could remember whether it was Army, whether it was Navy, whether it was the Air Force, it was like a decision that the athlete had to make. Like, do I really want to pursue this beyond what I initially came here? It seems like less of a decision now. It's just almost like, oh, if I get the chance, I'm out.
In the Air Force and the Academy rules, and again, I found all this in the story. I didn't know any of this before I read it. So, again, I recommend, you fans, Mark Ziegler does a good job on this stuff. But at Air Force, apparently you have a couple of years.
Yeah.
By the third year, once you enroll for the third year, you've now committed to 5 years after the academy to serve in, the military, right? You've made that commitment once you go to the third year. So that's why he has nobody beyond a sophomore on his roster, because as soon as you get to the third year,
you're committed.
You're basically giving up a professional basketball career if you stay there.
Right.
So look, this isn't about it being fair for Air Force. This isn't boohoo for Air Force. This is just, to me, shedding a light on how out of control this has all gotten. And, Air Force is obviously the poster child for what's happened in college sports. And you wish there was some way to contain and control it and bring it back. But I don't, nowhere in this article is there an answer from Brian Dutcher or Joe Scott of how to do that, because nobody has it.
There isn't one. There really isn't, and it's specifically complicated for Air Force, right? I mean, this would take, I would assume, in some type of Congress act for them not to be an issue, because you think about it, Air Force is in the Mountain West. Let's just kind of stretch this out a bit. If, let's say, Mountain West found one of these equity spots to kind of to pour money into
Elo and Sons equity.
There you go. To pour money into the.
I have no sons, Skraby.
I know. I figured you would just do
Elo
that.
and Friends.
Elo and Friends.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
Let's say, for instance, that they found something like that, a private equity firm to kind of feed them that conference money. Air Force wouldn't be able to partake in that. At least the players or the athletes wouldn't, because of that law. So they're kind of handcuffed in many ways based off the system that is in front of us.
No doubt. But I remember way back in the day, Air Force was bad at basketball because the Air Force itself would not allow anybody over 6'6" to come to school.
Well, they can't
That
fit
seemed
into
to
the
be a
planes.
simpler. They couldn't fit in the planes. You're right, Skraby. But that was a simpler problem than what they're facing nowadays.
I was just looking up NFL or players who played at Air Force drafted in the NFL, and there's like 8. And the last one happened in 2024. The Raiders selected him in the 7th round. But I've always found it weird that, maybe not weird, but I've always found it, I don't even know what the word is, that military branches have these teams that can't compete with the rest of college sports.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mess. I think that's just the best way to kind of couch it. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Chris, I know you want to talk about Tua, but we have to go to break. Are you going to be able to make it through one more commercial break before we get into Tua?
No, you're going to have to hold off on the break. I'm about to burst.
Okay, all right. So Tua talk and very
spirited,
angry.
Oh, angry, not
Padres
even spirited.
pen
Huh?
pals. Just straight up angry, Tony.
More Gwynn and Chris.
The biggest
music, and we're about to do Padres Pin Pals, where it's not going to be any holiday joy displayed.
I
have a
needed
feeling.
this before we got into Padres Pen Pals.
This is this is a great song, by the way.
Yes.
Play this for the listeners so that everybody just brings it down a notch before we get into the criticism of the baseball organization.
Yes. All right. Let's start with the elephant in the room.
Wait. Is this isn't Padre Pen Pals yet, is it?
No. We wanted to go into
Okay.
Chris's Tua thoughts.
Oh yes. Let's get
But it's
get
going to
the
take too
elephant,
long.
The dolphin in the room.
Yes. Let's get to the dolphin in the room. I like that.
Yeah, my first thought when I saw the news was, I'm happy. They have to do it. Skraby and I talked about it actually yesterday wasn't it the Big Five? You asked me whether I thought Mike McDaniel or Tua had a better chance of being there next year, and I said Mike McDaniel. Now that I'm certain of that, I don't think Tua will ever play again for the Dolphins. Look, I want to get to the Pen Pals. I don't want to take everyone's time with Dolphin talk, but I will say this. I think that they drafted Tua Tagovailoa where they drafted him and ahead of Justin Herbert based on the Tua Tagovailoa they saw at Alabama. He was athletic. His passing accuracy was incredible. And when he came into the NFL and got going there, he still had those things. And there are even clips of him scrambling in a Dolphin uniform where he was making guys miss. But since all the concussions and everything that's happened, he's a shell of what he used to be. And it's unfortunate, but they're making a decision they have to make. The only other side of it is that the failure of Tua really highlights a bigger problem, which is the failure of their whole organization, because they haven't protected him and given him the right team and, been able to protect him and allow him to flourish. So time to blow up and start over. That's it.
I know that my man Brian Flores probably could have been a little bit more selective in how he worded his thoughts on Tua when all of that stuff kind of leaked out. Do you remember?
What did he
this?
say? I forget.
Sure.
He didn't want to draft him. That was one of the
thid
things.
He was soft. He said he wasn't big enough to take hits.
That's it.
And I mean, again, he could have maybe worded it better and not been so blunt. But I mean, this was maybe what he was thinking when he was drafting Tua in the first place.
There's absolutely no question, Tony. He thought Justin Herbert was a more durable quarterback because of his size. And Brian Flores, well, you remember my reaction the day Brian Flores was fired.
Yeah.
I hated it then, and I hate it now.
Yeah.
And, they paid the price for making that call. So.
Do we think Tua ever gets a chance to be a starter in the league
Yes.
again? You do?
Yes. These guys get at least
outside
one more chance.
of Miami, obviously.
Yeah, I think he gets at least
Miami.
one more chance at competing for a starting job. Did you see this is what Tyreek Hill does that I'm like, why, dude? You just caused controversy for no reason. But after the news came out, he tweeted the peace sign. Like, what does that mean? Does that mean you're gone, or what does that mean? I don't know what that means. Like, why, Tyreek? Why?
It's such a. Let me hold on. Let me find out what year Tyreek was born in. It feels like a 90s thing to do right there.
Yeah, I don't even know how old Tyreek Hill is.
Let's see.
He's 30. He's 20.
Born in 1994. Yeah, I mean, it seems like, I don't know. That's just kind of how they operate. Like,
it's like, well, why is that needed though?
It's not. It's not needed. It's not needed. Like, why even interject yourself into that?
Everybody forgot about you for a little bit.
You're not even playing right now.
Yeah.
But it's kind of, he's not the only one who would have responded with emojis in a what is it they say that LeBron is, gosh, the kind of, you're directing your ire, but not really. Passive aggressive way of kind of going about it. This is totally, very that.
And he knows what he's doing.
Exactly. Here we are talking about it. So shame on us.
I just wanted to shame him for a second because he just brings stuff onto people that he doesn't need to. Cole says Elo has Tua many thoughts on this.
But
I actually kept my thoughts. Thank you for that funny tweet, but I actually kept my thoughts to a minimum. I have a few more that I could have shared. But,
also, thank you for keeping it real, Elo.
let's move on to the pen pals.
Get to it.
Talk
Let's
about
pick
people
on
keeping it real.
Yeah,
Let's
I can't
pick
wait.
on another franchise.
Okay, here we go.
It's time to ask the experts, Padres fans.
I was hoping maybe you can bring a little insight into it.
Write us, tweet us, Facebook us, send a carrier pigeon for Chris. He thinks they're cute. Padres Pen Pals begins
Hurt the pelota big time.
now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, if you're new to the show, Padres Pen Pals is where either people send me messages or I see someone tweet something, and I think it would be a good question for the show. But today we got all angry fans. All of them are angry, and we'll get into it in just a second. This update is brought to you by the California Office of Traffic Safety. In 2023, 1,355 people were killed in alcohol-related crashes throughout California. Driving under the influence of anything is dangerous, illegal, and has serious consequences. Don't be the I in DUI. Go safely, California. Yes, please, everybody during the holiday season, drive safe because it gets a little dicey out there. All right, let's start with the message I got this morning that sparked this whole idea. Y'all see the expert staff the Padres put together for Craig Stammen's first season as a manager?
Oh, God. Starting off brilliant.
Whatever happened to surrounding him with veteran coaches? A rookie hitting coach? Here's what Wikipedia says about the bench coach, Randy Knorr. Quote, on October 28th, 2020, he was named first base coach for the Washington Nationals. On October 10th, 2021, Knorr was removed from his position and signed to a player development role. He was then let go by the Nationals on October 9th, 2025, end quote. This dude wasn't even good enough to be player development with the Nationals, but is now the bench coach? I don't need to wait for 2026. Padres are dead. DEAD.
And who wrote this, Matt? What is it? How do you pronounce this guy's last name? Skraby?
No. Chris, you can go first.
Well, I don't know. Since when do we go to Wikipedia to decide whether or not baseball coaches are good or not? I didn't know that was the
Here's
source.
what his
for...
Wikipedia said.
He said, here's what Wikipedia says.
Yeah, I didn't know Wikipedia was the judge of whether a guy can manage or coach baseball. I think Craig Stammen, look, I'd say the same thing. Craig Stammen has to surround himself with people he's comfortable with, people that he thinks, can get the job done. And look, whether Randy Knorr is a good bench coach or not is not going to determine the fate of the season. I hate to tell you or anyone else out there. Right, Tony?
Yep.
You can get all these coaches you want. Still going to come down to what kind of season Manny and Fernando and all those guys have. So
Facts.
I don't worry about bench coaches. I think Randy Knorr probably knows the game as well as anyone. And,
But did you see what Wikipedia said about him?
Yeah, right. I know. Regardless of what Wikipedia said.
Tony?
I mean, I don't know that he has this person has a valid point. First, he was making a big stink about rookie coaches and surrounding himself with experience.
Then makes fun of the guy with the most experience.
Everybody on there has experience except for Steven Souza Jr. So,
selective anger right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I think Chris is right. Stam needs to be comfortable with the people he's working with. These dudes have experience, and we'll see, how Steven connects with the hitters, because that's ultimately what it'll be about. But I think this particular letter was just blowing off some steam.
My favorite part is when he says
DEAD.
That is my favorite part. He spelled it out. D-E-A-D. Anyway, you get the point.
He couldn't have had a better representative read it.
No, he couldn't have. You embodied that very well.
I look forward to reading these things as the person. And this is what I think they sound like, especially when someone just starts their message to me with, "Y'all see the expert staff." All right, next one. This one is a little bit nicer, but it still has some concern about the team. I am growing more and more anxious about this upcoming season. I agree with you that AJ does his work in the new year, it seems like, but seeing some affordable options coming off the board has me panicking a bit. The sale of the team and the impact it may have is starting to creep in the back of my mind. I don't even know if I should buy any jerseys because I'm not sure who's going to be on the team. So, Tony, can you give me some words of wisdom to stop me from spiraling? Asking for a friend.
Stop you from spiraling, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Notice they didn't ask me for words of wisdom because they know they're not going to get any.
I didn't put it's a Tony/Chris thing, so you'll get your question in a second.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I have anything that can give me the worries again. What was the worries?
Affordable options coming off the board.
That's the thing
Sale of the team, doesn't know if they can buy jerseys because they don't know who's going to be on the team.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a stretch. I'll tell you this: the owner thing, valid. Buying jersey, all the people's jersey that you want to buy, they're not really going anywhere.
What if I want a Top Ramon jersey?
A what?
Top
Laureano.
Ramon. Laureano.
Oh my gosh, that one might be a little dicey.
Yeah.
But know that.
Hold off on that one.
Yeah, you can hold off on that one.
I think that's what they're talking about.
I mean, but isn't that like every year when you're dealing with the Padres? I mean, literally anybody
team,
can
really.
get traded. Outside of that, man, I don't know if I got much for you. You know, I don't think you can honestly say affordable options were coming off the board when you don't know what it is the Padres can or cannot
That's true.
afford. At
Drew
this point.
Pomerantz got signed by the Angels for $4 million.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, that's affordable. Oh, your guy Jordan Romano, Chris, is now at the Angels as well.
I saw that one.
There's another last place season for the Angels.
Nonetheless, there's not much I could give you, man. Hopefully, we start to see some movement here in the next month or so.
Chris, can you give me some words of wisdom to stop me from spiraling?
Well, no. But I would change around the order of my concern. My concern about the immediate future of the Padres has to do more about the potential sale of the team.
Yeah,
that is honestly a much bigger concern of mine than whether or not AJ Preller has the ability to go out and find the right players to make this team competitive, because he's proven that he'll be able to do that, and he'll probably be able to do it under any circumstances. But the more his hands are tied, the much tougher it's going to be. So I do think that the potential sale of the team, that is something that, I don't want it to keep you up at night, but that's a concern for sure. And I'm concerned about it as well.
Okay. Tyler says on the chat, can't buy a jersey. Does this guy know we've got Tatis, Manny, X, and Merrill locked up for a decade?
Apparently he wants a Ramon
I want a
Laureano.
Mason Miller jersey, though. I want a Mason Miller
It's a little
jersey.
dicey right now.
I can't even buy that jersey before the trade deadline at this point.
I think the funniest thing is that I only own one current Padre jersey.
And it's the free one that you got from a game.
It's
a few
Juan
years
Soto,
ago.
my favorite player of all. Yeah.
Oh, no, I was thinking your Trevor Hoffman jersey that they.
Oh, no, I do have that one. That's a throwback, though.
That is a
It's
throwback.
a throwback.
All right. Hopefully you stop spiraling, person. Hopefully you stop spiraling.
Yeah. Good luck.
All right. Next one is very short and to the point. Why
These are on point.
does this team continue to waste time on Luis Campusano, Chris?
Oh, goodness.
Luis catching strays. This man just minding his own business.
I'm not going to come back with, I think you'll see him on the All-Star team this year, which is what I came back with last year.
He made the AAA All-Star team.
That's true. There was some truth to what I said. They don't have anyone else, right? They've got Fermin as the starter. Luis is going to compete to be the backup. He's under contract already. You have nothing to lose at this point, do you, Tony, by bringing him in and seeing if he, gets it sorted out? If not, you get another backup. Backup catchers do not determine the fate of teams. I'm going to say it again. Although the Padres did catch lightning in a bottle a couple of years ago with Higashioka. I don't know. There's something about Luis Campusano that just is attractive. And I think it has to do with the fact that he hits 592 when he's at, AAA El Paso. Because he's not just good down there, right, Tony? He's like,
He's all worldly
Hank Aaron
down there.
good. Yeah. So you have to, you got nothing to lose.
All right, Tony. Do I need to do the whys again?
No, you don't. You don't.
Why do they continue to waste time on Luis Campusano?
I don't know that they're wasting time. It's not as though, as Chris said, that they're depending on him to be the starting catcher when the season starts. If he can be a good backup, I mean, you could have something. But I don't think they're wasting any time. As Chris said, the backup catching position is not, the highest of high. And you got a guy that you're going to be depending on it for most of the season anyway. So it's a low risk, high reward type deal, having him as your backup and seeing if he can kind of bottle it up.
All right, let's go to the next one, which is short and to the point. Tony, you're up first.
Yep.
Do you think Mike Schilt saw the writing on the wall and got out before his roster was gutted?
No. Gutted.
That's how I read it.
No, I don't think so. I think Mike was just tired of dealing with
So tired he went and got a new
Questions
job.
like that one, pal.
So tired, Chris. I don't know if you heard it, but he's so tired he got a new job.
Yeah, I mean, it's not doing the same thing though.
No.
Not even close.
That
He
was
is
a-
out of the limelight. You know what he doesn't have to do?
Stand in front of the media every single
He
day.
does not have to talk to the media at all.
Mike, what did you think about the roller coaster? It's not a roller coaster for like the 25 millionth time. Chris, what do you say about Mike Schilt? Do you think he saw the writing on the wall?
There's no. He did not. Secondly, is gutted an appropriate
No,
word?
it's not.
Have we been gutted?
No. No.
Is Ryan O'Hearn being a free agent and Michael King and Dylan Cease being gutted?
Robert Suarez.
Suarez? I don't think so. We had a lot of really good players.
I can't say they were gutted, but they have lost some pieces.
Yeah. For sure.
Well, who hasn't?
Not gutted though.
Everybody loses pieces every year. This is how baseball works. I don't know if anybody's been paying attention the last couple decades.
I think
Players leave.
I think it's the movie The Rock where he goes, "I'm gonna enjoy gutting you, boy." Have you guys ever seen that
The
movie?
Rock.
The Rock.
With
Alcatraz, Sean Connery, Nick Cage.
I've seen that.
One of my favorite movies of all
I don't
time.
remember that part though.
Oh, I do. I've seen it probably way too many times. All right, final one. Interesting thought here, though. With the team being up for sale, why don't the Padres put the team up for sale publicly like the Packers? I think San Diegans would invest and take pride. I think the Braves are public as well. Chris?
That's
My answer to
hilarious.
that is we as a city don't have any money left because we spent it all on trolleys and bike lanes.
No, it's not a city thing. It's individual.
Yes, that's
Well,
it's
I
the same
I
thing.
couldn't,
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, same thing applies.
but I couldn't miss a chance to criticize the trolleys and the bike lanes. I don't know. It sounds fun, I guess. I don't really know everything that goes into it, so I didn't venture over to the business building at San Diego State very often. It was I don't know if you remember, Tony, it was the furthest building on campus away from the baseball field.
It absolutely was.
I never made it that far. Yeah, I don't know the answers. Great, sorry.
Tyler says, I could barely afford to live here, bro.
That's what I was
Yeah,
about
that's
to
the
say.
answer. Yeah,
There is
yeah.
no one that would.
You could buy one share of Padres stock.
There wouldn't be enough. There wouldn't be enough of us to buy one share.
Yeah,
You
we
don't
have
think
any
that
money.
there is
Yeah.
enough
No.
people that would put money into a team to I think there is.
I think we would
How
rather
much
we
should
would
you-
rather see someone else do it.
All right,
The
let
Braves
us
do
see.
it. The
By
Braves do
themselves.
it.
Skraby, there's 3 million people in the county. If everyone chipped in, how much would they have to chip in to afford a baseball team? A lot.
I don't do math on the air.
I don't either, but
Did you do math earlier?
No, I never did it.
Okay.
I tried to do it.
Okay.
well, let's just put it this way: $10 a piece would only get us 30 million.
Well, that's a good
That's
chunk
not
of the
getting
team.
anything.
If the team, the team's valued at $2.5
We
billion.
got a little ways to go there, Scrape.
Okay, all right. What if Joe Lacob comes down?
Oh, now we go with
There
Joe.
we
He
go.
goes to $2 billion, and the city of San Diego fans have to cover the other
Why would we
$500
want a
million.
minority
Why
state?
would Jake? Why would he want to do that?
because he loves people.
Yeah. Okay.
I know.
He's a
I'm living
people
in
person.
I'm living in a. He emailed back the fan.
Hilarious.
Skraby loves that.
Jeff says, "Use the stupid parking meter money."
Thank you, Jeff.
Shout
Very
out
good.
to Jeff.
By the way, I've been seeing this on Instagram. People are getting tickets on their car, but it's not from the city of San Diego. It's from some group. So pay attention to these tickets. On the bottom, it says you don't actually have to pay this.
That's diabolical.
But you have to like look for that message on the bottom. So people are paying thinking it's a city ticket, but it's actually some
How is that not against the
neighborhood
law?
watch thing.
How is that not against the law?
I
That's
think it is.
that's
but I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know. So pay attention to your tickets out there, people.
Let's get to break. Daily Gambit, you degenerates. Up next.
Okay, the generation. is underway. Chris Ello in Fresno. Tony Gwynn Jr.'s camera staring at the door. Matt Skraby sitting right here. That was a good Padres pen pals, guys. I really felt that one.
I was angry.
It was angry, and I like
Very
getting to read it
angry.
like that. I like getting to read it in the angry tone. Chris, your game tonight starts at what time?
We have a 6:30 tip-off tonight.
A 6:30 tip-off. So you leave at 4:30, and you just
the bus leaves at a little bit before 5, but I need to obviously get down there.
So what did you do this morning?
Breakfast. Kids had a practice, I think, from 11 to 1 or so.
But what
Shoot
did
around.
you do?
I prepared for the show.
Okay. I
What
just
did I
wanted to see
do?
if you were walking the streets of Fresno or something.
I did. I actually took a walk this morning. So I was walking the streets of Fresno this morning as
Okay.
What's the weather like? Is it hot?
well. Hotter than when I walked. It was quite chilly this morning,
Hmm.
but the sun has come out.
All right.
Have you ever been to Fresno for a baseball game,
Oh,
Tony,
yeah.
when you were in the minor leagues?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I played the
Yeah.
Grizzlies a couple times. And you know what I
walked
remember
by
about there?
the
What I remember about playing in Fresno, is that I faced Brett Bochy, who was a little kid when I was running. We were both little kids, but he was younger than I was. And so facing him in Fresno was something I remember. I also remember that one of the groundskeeper made some bomb carnitas. And like for whatever reason, he was willing to share. I came in after it was like after a game, was walking back to the hotel. You know, carnitas has that very
distinct
distinct
delicious smell. Yes.
I kind of turned over and I was hungry and I didn't necessarily want to stop. So I was like, hey man, what you got going over here? And struck up a conversation. He gave me like 3 carnitas tacos to go.
Wow.
Smart.
It was delicious.
Wow.
But
You know-
yes, to answer your question, I have been in Fresno.
Tony and I are
built.
built of the same. Tony and I are built of the same cloth, and I'm sure Skraby, you would agree with this. If you ask me about what did I think of Naples, Italy, I don't remember a thing about Naples, Italy, but I had a really good pizza there one time.
See,
It's
food is
always
food
it's
is not
always
that
food
important to me.
related.
Man,
Food's
Yeah,
not
to
that
me it
important
is.
to me in
to
that
give you
way.
another
I mean,
one.
you ask me Chicago, I go right to deep dish. I go to the beef sandwiches. Yeah, it's just that's the way my mind works.
The only time
on
I've
stuff.
been to Europe.
Did you go to
Paris-
Hungary?
No, I didn't go to I didn't go to Hungary. But we were in Paris and I got a croissant.
Oh, I'm sure those are great.
God. I don't know what we're doing here with our croissants, but it didn't taste like that.
What I mean,
I
Melt
can't
in your
even-
mouth kind of
that's
thing?
basically what happened. I don't even remember chewing. I just remember it being in my mouth and then like dissolving and just buttery.
like a cotton candy type.
it was just.
Wow.
I'm getting hungry talking about it.
My mouth is kind of watery too. I'm pretty hungry, I have to say. All right, let's get to the Daily Gambit before we get more hungry.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in The Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. Tony and I made some bets last night, so we'll review them now. First one was Louisville at Tennessee. We both picked Louisville. Tennessee was favored by 2.5 points. Didn't matter. You're the only 10 I see won, 83-62. So 21 points there. Next one, Abilene Christian at Arizona. Aztecs will be playing Arizona on Saturday. Tony went with Abilene Christian. I went with Arizona. Arizona favored by 33.5 points in this one.
This is ridiculous.
Arizona wins 96-62, 34 points.
That's ridiculous.
How I don't understand how they actually do this, because it's been happening more and more that it's been 0.5 off. It's crazy to me. Next one. Salute to Veterans Bowl, Tony. Troy at Jacksonville State. Over under 49.5 total points in this game. We both went over.
What was I thinking? Jeez.
What was I thinking? It was well under. It was 17-13 Jacksonville State, 30 total points there. The Cure Bowl is actually happening right now. I'm not sure of the score. I'll check in just a second. The NBA Cup, Spurs at Knicks last night. Knicks were 2.5-point favorites. And I went Knicks. Tony went Spurs. Knicks won 124-113. And then the final bet was, did Wemby and Jalen Brunson combine for over or under 53.5 points? Tony went under. I went over. They combined for 43. So Tony wins.
Oh, wow. I
thought Brunson had 40.
No, I don't think he had 40, right?
Oh, that was a different game, maybe.
I mean, look,
Okay.
Skraby is.
Oh, Old Dominion is winning right now. I'm going to go look right now. Chris, you can take over, and I'll let you know if something happens.
Old Dominion 7, South Florida 3. Yeah, that's big score.
Well, that was
pass
our bet.
along.
That was our bet.
Oh, I see.
And I didn't think Old Dominion had a shot.
All right, Aztecs are favored by
No,
24
Jalen Brunson
and a
had
half.
25.
Got it. Aztecs favored by 24.5 tonight over the Air Force Academy. We talked about everything that troubles Air Force, but I will add to this. Brian Dutcher said also that it is our time for our trip to the dentist. What he means by that is he hates facing Air Force because they run the Princeton offense with backdoor cuts, and they do all kinds of things that the Aztecs don't necessarily like to play against. Last year, the Aztecs beat them in overtime at Air Force.
And when you have the deep kind of defensive pressure that the Aztecs put on, it is susceptible to backdoors for sure.
Yes. I'll still take the Aztecs, though, based on Air Force's lack of experience.
I'm sorry, what was the spread?
24.5.
24.5, okay. I guess I'll go with the Aztecs.
You may. Tony, you going to be a Falcon tonight?
No, I'm not. Aztec for life.
Aztec women, I made up this spread, so you just have to take it for what it's worth. 8-point favorite tonight at Fresno State in the conference opener. Anybody want to go to Fresno State? They're 6-5. The Aztecs are 6-3.
No, I don't want to
Aztecs
create
are
bad
better.
mojo.
No mad mojo for you?
Yeah,
Tony?
everybody going Aztecs.
They got to beat 8.
Aztecs.
UConn men 43.5 over Marquette. I'm sorry, UConn women.
I was going to say,
men
that
would be
crazy.
Yeah. UConn women 43.5 over Marquette. Last night, UCLA's women were favored by 64
That's insane.
over Cal Poly. They won by 87.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, the odds makers weren't very good on that one.
No, they missed that one by a while. 115-28. I don't know how you play again.
I don't know either. I don't think anyway, it's not the conversation. Who's up?
I'll take you can be up.
I'll take UConn.
You're going to give the 43.5.
They're just really good.
Yeah, they beat USC by like 30, and USC's good. I got to go UConn. I wish I couldn't, but I will. Tony, you want to try Marquette?
Yes. No, psych.
Oh.
Give me UConn.
Psych, he
Psych.
says.
All right. If that's not enough points, maybe this will be. Texas women ranked number 2, 61.5 over Northwestern State.
Oh, that is the most directional school I've ever heard of. Northwestern State.
I'll take Northwestern
That
State.
is
Crazy directional school.
Northwestern South University.
Where is Northwestern State?
Who knows?
Is it in like Washington?
No, I'm
Louisiana.
gonna say
That doesn't make
Louisiana.
any sense. They're not north nor west.
Maybe they are in the state of Louisiana.
It might be.
Maybe they are in the state of Louisiana. Chris makes a point there, but anyway.
Anybody want Northwestern State? I'm taking them.
I will too.
Yeah,
shake it
we'll
up.
all take them.
We're all taking them. All right, we got some really – I know the Old Dominion South Florida game has people on the edge of their seats, but wait till tonight's 68 Ventures Bowl. I don't even know what that is. Delaware favored by 1.5 over Louisiana. I'll go first. I got to take Delaware because their name is the Blue Hens.
Yes, it is.
Tony?
Louisiana.
Louisiana's the Raging Cajuns,
Mhm.
so it's a good nickname matchup.
I think the Raging Cajuns got the Blue Hen beat.
Going with the
I don't need a
Louisiana.
Raging Cajun attacking me. I'm okay with the Blue Hen.
I don't understand who you're picking then.
I'm going to go Louisiana.
Okay. One more bowl game tonight. This is the Xbox Bowl.
Oh, I love this one.
You should love this one. You can probably play it at home on your own console.
Maybe.
Missouri State, 1.5 over the Sauce State. Arkansas
Sauce
State.
State.
Yeah. Mizzou State against Sauce State. Tony, you invented the sauce. Are you picking them?
Yes, I am.
Ark State. Skraby?
I am going to go with Mizzou State.
Could you
Really?
change that? It's not Sass State, dude.
Sauce.
That's not sauce either.
You didn't spell it right.
I spelled the word sauce out now.
There you go.
I'm taking the sauce for sure. One more NBA back in action tonight. My Bulls have completely imploded, Tony. They've gone 4-15 since starting the season 5-0. What has happened? Tonight they're home to Cleveland. Cavs favored by 5.5. Scraby.
I'm going to go with the Cavs.
Bulls are just a disaster all of a sudden. I have to go against them. I've given up hope. Cleveland. Tony?
Yeah, Cleveland.
All Cleveland.
Cleveland. This is
Happy wagering, everybody, tonight.
All right.
But
Nice job, Chris.
be responsible. Don't bet any money you can't afford to lose, I think is the old saying.
That's absolutely true. Thank you for
Right.
that, Chris. All right,
You're
we're going to
welcome.
get the break on the other side. Well, we still have Sean Lewis at 340.
Yes.
On the other side, MLS is going to be revamping their divisions, and so we'll see where the SDFC end up. But more so, I want to talk about how MLS is really trying hard to capture this American market with some of the changes that they're making. We'll talk about that when we get back here on 97.3 The Fan. But first, here is your traffic.
From the 855.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some
Yeah,
point?
you're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be applied to this ball club and how it may be of help?
Yeah, Mike had so much experience of organizing, how to be a great baseball team. He'd been mentored by many great managers, and he'd taken a lot from those guys. And I just listened to what he had to say about that stuff, and I saw how he did it, observing and listening to how he kind of went about his business. So a lot of the things that he did, I'm going to probably keep doing the same thing. What I think I can add is maybe just I'm a little younger. I got a little bit more energy.
Yeah.
I've got some relationships within the clubhouse that are maybe a little bit different. Does that give me the avenue to push them in a little bit different way, or like sneak in there to get them to do a few things that they haven't been quite, open to in the past? Maybe I don't know. We'll find out. But, I'm going to treat them, with respect and hopefully get that respect back. And we're going to try to make this team as best they can be.
Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager. And Craig, you're clearly coming this with your eyes wide open with the situation. I heard you say partnering on multiple occasions up on the stand there. What does that look like for the fans who are listening and may not know what partnering looks like? What exactly is that?
Yeah, partnering, it's a give and a take. We have relationships with our families, our moms, our dads, our wives, our kids. It's not always my way or the highway.
Right.
There's got to be, even in this decision to become the manager, there was a lot of give and take with me and Audrey, deciding what was important to her and what we were going to miss by taking this, what was important to me, what I was going to miss in this, and then coming to a decision that works best for both of us. And I think those types of things can happen throughout the year with players, trying to get them on the field to do certain things in practice or in the game, but like partnering them in the way that's like, it's not just my decision.
Right.
We're in this together. We're accomplishing a goal together. It's not my, championship that we're going to win. It's our championship. It's the Padres championship. It's AJ's, it's John's, it's Eric's, it's Manny's, it's Toddy's.
Right.
It's all of ours together. It's Ruben's. We share that success together. I'll handle the blame, and then we'll do this together.
Last one, I'll let you get out of here. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Mike Schilt did a terrific job of really shielding his players. He always was the man taking all the arrows coming at the ball club. But you also mentioned being able to push the guys. What does that look like? Because I think oftentimes fans hear, managers take the arrows and they're under the impression that there isn't any, pushing going on the backside of that. What does that look like sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, we got great players. So, like, the amount of pushing I need to do is limited.
Right.
But we can give them new ideas on how to navigate a season. And Mike was so good at, like, handling the players and taking the arrows, like you said, in the media and throughout the season and pumping those guys up and making them feel great. But there's ways that, like, maybe they haven't been exposed to, and that's what we're going to challenge our staff to do, is come up with creative ways to keep Manny Machado, healthy for a full season. Xander Bogaerts healthy for a full season as they get a little older in age, and can we have guys peaking at the right time and stuff like that? Just like open to new ideas and creative ideas, and the players will be partnering with that with the coaching staff to create something that we think will build us a championship team.
Now, Craig Stammen joins us here, Padres' new manager, and Craig, listen, I've had the opportunity to play for two managers that were in their first year, Don Mattingly and the late Ryan Sandberg in Philadelphia. Both of them had their struggles. Even though these are the best of the best type of players, they had their struggles. Where do you see yourself in terms of your staff and leaning on your staff to kind of be able to help you in those first year kind of struggles that many managers deal with at some point?
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to lean on my staff a lot. And I remember having, small conversations with Bob Melvin about some of this stuff. And he was talking about some of the things he wished he knew when he was a first-year manager. And this was way back when I wasn't even thinking about this. We were just kind of talking. And he's like, I wish that I wouldn't have tried to do everything myself. He said, I felt like I had to be involved in everything and I had to be a part of every decision. And he goes, it's just not the case. He goes, there's a few things that I do need to be in charge of and as the manager, but I got good people around me. If I got good people around me, I just got to be able to trust them.
Right.
That'll be the hard part, but we're going to build that trust within the clubhouse, within the coaching staff. So I'm not doing it all myself. We're going to share responsibility. We're going to share the successes. I'll take the blame, and then we'll see where the dust settles. But I'll, obviously, hopefully gain a lot of experience where we get to the end of the season and we're in that playoff hunt.
Yeah.
That we're rolling and we're humming and we got a good process going.
Now, you mentioned, kind of building off what Mike has done here the last couple of years, adding to his legacy. You obviously have your own strengths, though. Where do you see your strengths being able to be?
I love this song. It's very whimsical.
Very Jim Carrey comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
Played a terrific Grinch, as my man Chris Ello pointed out. Last week when we did that list?
On Friday, yeah.
Is Chris still with us?
Yeah, I think so.
Christopher?
Hi, Chris. We're still on the air. He's he's looking. He doesn't know we're on the air right now.
Why not?
'Cause he doesn't have his headphones in.
Ah.
So he's just sitting there staring.
I should stare back at the camera, see if he starts to
Hi, Chris.
figure it out.
Nope.
He's just chilling there, looking at the camera, not paying any attention to us.
I don't know how he does it because I would be panicked. I would be panicked that I'm not back yet.
Didn't I fall asleep during a break?
You did, but you
during the
weren't
season?
sitting in front of the computer.
I thought I had my headphones in and I didn't.
You
and I was
thought
wondering,
you
how come-
had your headphones in.
I don't
Yeah,
know
I
if
was
I've
like,
ever
why
heard that
can't-
one before.
Yeah, that's a new one. I thought I could. I was like, why can't I hear anything? So this is what you're dealing with,
It was
Scrab.
the end of
Can
the
I tell
year. It was the
Yeah.
end of the year for sure.
Yeah.
Skraby, you teased some MLS news, and
Yes.
it is. Oh man,
What?
my headset has a short in it, so like when I touch the volume,
Oh,
it like blasts out, and then it like kind
I've
of
had those
resets.
headphones for quite a while.
No.
Really?
These ain't the headphones.
Oh.
Don't try to blame it on my headphones.
Oh, I was just saying that they
yeah, no. It
geez.
sounded like you were trying to blame.
I got
my headphones.
the Dikembe Mutombo no in my
Don't-
face.
Don't try to blame the headphones. Headphones are perfectly fine,
Okay,
and
fine.
they're new.
Okay, fine. All right.
MLS talking
Yes.
about making some changes. You talked about them trying to capture the momentum.
The American market, the momentum, what
I
they're
don't know.
doing.
I don't know that they're trying to do that. I just think that there's some rule changes. It might feel like that to us because San Diego is just now becoming part of the MLS community as
Okay.
a whole.
I can buy that.
But it seems like these rules that are changing have been kind of long discussed and almost needed. They already are changing the season schedule,
Yep.
which will start in 2027, not this next year, but the year after, to kind of align with Europe and kind of how the other major leagues of the rest of the world are. This is kind of like the realignment that Major League Baseball is talking about, and they are moving forward with that as well. This is no coincidence. Will land about the same year that the calendar changes, and so the new divisions. I don't know what the names of them are at this point.
well, they haven't actually done it yet.
Yeah, but it's
they're
expected.
thinking
Multiple
about it,
sources
yeah.
expect that this is going to be announced. Basically, San Jose would move out of the conference with San Diego, right?
Yeah.
It'll be a Pacific Northwest. I guess San Jose is north enough to find themselves
Well,
there.
it's really weird because the new proposal has in that division, I guess.
You got it right.
It goes LA Galaxy, LAFC, San Diego FC, Austin FC,
So it's a Southwest.
Houston Dynamo, FC Dallas.
It's a Southwest league. You can make that claim.
I guess, but like it's way faster, I think, to fly to Portland and San Jose than it is to fly to any of those Texas cities.
Yeah, but you can't make enough. You can't make 5 divisions if you are putting San Diego along with Portland and all those other ones.
Here's where Portland's at. There is Portland, Seattle, Vancouver, San Jose, Salt Lake, and Colorado.
San Jose definitely gets the short end of the stick on that particular.
Yeah,
division.
why can't Salt Lake and Colorado be in the one that the SDFC's in because they're above Texas almost? Like it geographically.
Is this really going to keep you up at night?
Yeah, for real.
Is this
man.
going to
Why
be
are
that
you-
big of a deal
why
for
are
you?
you
Are you planning to be the media relations man for San Jose Earthquakes
no
anytime soon?
But what I'm saying
Why are you
is
so concerned about their travel then?
I'm concerned. Carbon footprint
Yes.
number one.
Yes.
Carbon footprint number one.
Carbon footprint.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not concerned about the travel.
Kenny, why are you so worried about these divisions, Kenny?
Why are you calling me Kenny?
Karen, Kenny.
Because we can't call
same
you
thing.
Karen.
I actually wasn't worried about the divisions, but now that we're talking about it, it's not that hard to look at a map and put teams together.
Skraby, how would you realign it?
I just told you. I
Okay.
would put San Jose back in with the California teams. I would move Salt Lake and Colorado to the other
That's
side.
2 teams. You need another one to replace. You can't have 6 and 1 and 4
Vancouver's
and other.
too far north.
Oh my God, Skraby.
Skraby, let me ask you something. When you look at the NFL standings, does it drive you nuts that like Indianapolis and Jacksonville are in the same division when Jacksonville should be in there with Miami?
Well, that's
this is different.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does.
How is
it
it
does.
different?
I
Okay.
think Jacksonville should be in the same division as Miami but Miami, some of these are legacy divisions.
Oh, so now it's a legacy
MLS.
thing.
It
I
is.
see.
It
did-
is.
Legacy.
It's a legacy division. AFC East. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, the NFC West had the St. Louis Rams and the Atlanta
Did
Falcons.
that bother
in it.
you as much?
It
then, too?
really
Oh,
bothered me. I couldn't get it through my mind as a kid that the NFC West had the Atlanta Falcons in it.
Skraby, you wish you liked sports that much that you were paying attention like that.
By the way,
I
the
do like football that much.
Whatever.
Major League
Yeah.
Baseball had the Atlanta Braves
Yes.
In the West as well.
And the Cincinnati
So,
Reds as well. So I
both
mean,
Atlantas were in the West back in those days.
I just don't know why these people just don't go look at a map and be like, these
I
teams
just
in
don't
a
know
division.
why
I
did
just
These
don't know why
teams.
this is of all of the problems in sports. We've got the NIL, we've got, things out of control.
This is the one that draws your eye.
This is the one that's holding you back.
I was actually meaning to talk about this in the way that MLS is at least trying really hard to conform to some of the American sports standards, and then we end up going here.
I would say one thing. I would say one thing that I will agree with the MLS. Right now, they have like 20 teams in one conference and 20 in the other. So when your team is in 17th place, it doesn't sound very good.
No, it doesn't.
So at least have a 5-team division. You know what I mean? The worst you can be is 4th or 5th.
Here's one
So
that
I
I
like
agree
that.
with. Here's one of the proposed divisions I agree with.
Oh no!
Chicago, Minnesota, St. Louis, Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Columbus. Those are that is 1,000% geographically sound.
Yeah, but you can't do it solely based off of geographics
Why?
because
It doesn't always work
needs
that way.
it needs to have the right amount of teams in each division. So something's going to have to compromise unless you have decided to only create teams in your league based on geographical location and how it fits your proposed divisions. I don't think that's how it goes, buddy.
This is not how I envision this segment going. What about this? They're taking DC United out of the East, and they have a big rivalry.
What?
They have a big rivalry with another team, New York and Philadelphia. So, how do you feel about rivalries?
Hang
being
on a
broken
second,
up?
Scraby. I need a minute to dissect that news. That they're taking DC United out of the Eastern Division. I need a moment.
You know, on any given day, Chris could take this topic and do the same exact thing because he's as weird as me.
No. Don't put that on Chris.
I'm going to put it on
That
Chris.
is a Matthew Scraby issue for sure.
That's
Like, I just don't get it.
All right,
Just look at a map, people.
Let's get to break. Long-awaited Sean Lewis interview coming up next. We get to talk to San Diego State's head football man when we return.
Ben and Wood.
So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. You know, if you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave. You know,
TJ
the bus is kinda, she stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport. Because, again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college
them
kids,
to,
huh?
That's what
Right,
she thought she was
exactly.
talking to.
She thought so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That
So
was your
that was
thought
my-
process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
I think it does equal that scrape.
Actually, I forgot
so-
all about that.
Yeah, I
until
would have
this
forgot
moment.
about it
so-
too, buddy.
Right. So for whatever reason, I did not bring my passport. I'm sitting there and I'm like, my stomach, you have your sinking feeling. And I'm like, what? Never do that. Yeah, thank you. And I was like, oh no, I don't have my passport. Here's my second thought, guys. If I just quietly call Lori, because the flight wasn't until 10 o'clock. You got some extra time. So I said, if I call Lori and just have her bring my passport down to the airport, I'll be able to get away with this without everybody knowing that I blew it. Because that isn't a factor here. You don't want to be embarrassed. So she's in the back checking the players, passport situation out. And I'm having this argument with myself. Oh no, what do I do? And so my first thing is I'll call Lori and I'll just say, hey, can you, I blew it. I forgot my passport. Can you meet me down at the airport? And then I thought, we live 25 minutes from the airport. Lori is not going to be happy. Getting my passport and driving it down there.
Because the airport is really easy to access these days.
And never easy to access, exactly. So I had a quick discussion with myself, and it was either A, it's time for me to embarrass myself in front of the team, or I'm going to have to ask Lori to drive to the airport. I chose the first one. So I said, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot my passport. I don't have it. And Stacey Terry Hudson looked at me and like, what? Like you? I mean, she wasn't mean about it. She was just like so surprised. And as I was, and everybody's like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I live, literally 10 minutes from the school. And I said, I'm going to call Lori right now. Is there any way we can just hold up for 10 minutes?
What?
That's all. It was either that or make Lori drive down, Skraby. You got to understand my options here. They're very limited.
I get it, but I think your mistake means that you have to
do the hard one.
Yeah, you have to deal with the hard part.
I agree. Well, this didn't turn out a whole lot better. Amy, it's her first year on the job, but she's a very nice gal, so I don't have any really, I don't have any cachet with her yet. And she's like looking at her watch, looking at Coach Stacey Terry. She's like, 10 minutes, because that can be a little...
That's stressful.
Well, it's stressful. And she doesn't care. Her job is to get everybody on that damn plane.
Right. And what a lot of times what we don't know, the traveling party doesn't know, is they've already called ahead and talked. They have a travel agent that's going to kind of expedite the process a little bit. And if they mess up that contact, then everybody's messed up.
So everything is thrown asunder if you got to wait 10 minutes. And but I'm on the phone with Lori, and Lori's like, well, I'm not going to the airport. There's no way. She's like, you tell them that I'll be there in 10 minutes.
You tell them.
And I will give Lori a lot of credit. She, while this discussion was going on, found the passport and was already in the car.
Whoa.
So I give her a ton of credit. She didn't wait for... okay, go get the passport and hurry up.
Because she knew she wasn't going to the airport. So
she knew she wasn't going to the airport. Exactly, Tony.
She's like, I'm in the car.
She did. She said, I'm in the car. So I told, Amy, and I got Lori on the phone. I'm telling Amy and Coach, I'm like, she's on her way. And I said, I drive this all the time. It really is 10 minutes. And they're like, all right, 10 minutes. So last night, the bus was to leave for the airport at 8 p.m. And Tony, you know this. Everybody knows this. If you're hooked up with anything like this, as Pete Carroll used to say, on time means you're late.
Right.
So Amy's the young lady who handles all the travel and puts together the itinerary. So we're just about ready to leave.
TJ Lacita.
She stands up as the bus is kind of rumbling to life. And she goes, okay, everybody get your passports out. I want to make sure nobody leaves without their passport, because again, you are talking to college kids here, and you don't want
college kids, huh?
That's who she thought she was talking to.
She thought she. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to my head, like, you don't need a passport for this trip. I didn't even bring one. We're just going to the Bahamas. And so, yeah.
That was your thought process? The Bahamas are an international flight, I believe.
This is almost equal to the fact that North Dakota borders Canada.
Yeah, I think it does equal that, Skraby.
Actually, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. It is indeed 3:35. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby, soon to be joined by Coach John Lewis of the San Diego State Aztecs. They'll play their bowl game 2 days after Christmas. Looking forward to catching up with Coach Lewis. It's got some things working a little bit. They lose their defensive coordinator, Rob Orich, to Nebraska. Certainly have had to replace him at this point. We'll get into some more of that. We're going to check some traffic real quick and come back.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
Jam-packed southbound on the 163 as you approach the 805, getting reports of a stall, and southbound on the 805 at Plaza Boulevard, exit 10. You have some debris in the roadway. That's taking out the right lane. Delays go all the way back to the 94. And a couple of problems on the 15 southbound. Somebody broke down right at Balboa Avenue, takes out the left lane. And then after that at University Avenue, there's a crash and it's taking out the right shoulder. I'm Sue Alder with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
3:36 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Chris, technical difficulties all fixed up there?
I believe it's one of the. It doesn't seem to happen to you when you're in a hotel, probably because you stay at good hotels and I stay at lousy ones. But
that's I can't deny that. Stay at good
yeah,
hotels.
no, I mean, I think after 24 hours they just take your internet service away without letting you know, and so everything collapsed on me there.
I think they let you know before you sign up for it. It says it expires in 24 hours.
Well, it did. It expired. So
why am I a jerk?
Well, that's, and this is why it makes it so easy to make fun of him for caring where San Jose Earthquakes play.
Well, first off,
it's my joy to do that.
First off, I did not even think we were going to talk about that aspect of that whole thing at all.
Yeah, but once you got your opinion off about how stupid it was that they were going to be changing divisions, it was like low-hanging fruit. We had to go down that path.
Yeah,
I will tell you, Skraby, that there are I know you run into people out there who listen to the show, lots of them, like we all do, and we're lucky and we appreciate everybody out there. It's great to talk to everybody we get to get to meet. But when you meet somebody, oftentimes they're saying, "Boy, Tony and Chris sure are mean to you."
Every time.
When
so
I meet
Fugazi.
Yes, right. But when I meet somebody, they go, "Wow, does Skraby make it easy for you to pick on him?" That's the angle I get from my side.
Those people are jerks.
I get both, honestly. I get why
you
are
get
you guys
both,
so
right?
mean to
You're in the
Scrape?
middle. Yeah, you're in the middle. So.
You guys, it makes it quite easy. I love when you guys get on Scrape. I get that too.
I don't. This has been a problem my entire life. I don't really think before I talk. And so I get myself into situations that I shouldn't get myself in from time to time.
As you like to say, you don't know what your mouth is doing.
Yes, that is actually very true.
You have literally said that out of your own mouth before.
I can't find it. I don't know. Oh, here it is. I don't know what's going on with my mouth right now. Where'd my dinger go?
Where'd my dinger go?
That's my favorite one. That's my favorite.
I don't know where that one came from either.
What about this one? I am an idiot.
Yeah. Wow, with the little echo there at the end.
I think that's
that
Chris's headphones.
Oh, I was about to say that was a good little effect to it.
While we're waiting for Sean Lewis, where does Frosty the Snowman cartoon rank on your guys' list of Christmas movies?
I don't think it's on my list.
It's not even on the list.
On my list.
I don't even think I could tell you one thing that happens in that particular.
What are you talking about? You don't know the Frosty story?
Don't remember it. It's not at the forefront of my mind.
No. He melted, and
yeah, I mean that's about as far as it goes for me. He melted, and then I don't.
Corncob
So
pipe?
then, is his carrot nose lying on the snow, or what?
It's lying on the ground. Yeah, it's very unfortunate for him. But two eyes made out of coal. What about
I got to be honest with you. My Christmas viewing begins and ends with the Grinch. That's pretty much it.
I referenced your list earlier about Jim Carrey and how good he was as the Grinch. Pretty
Grinch,
phenomenal,
yes.
I must say.
Love it.
All right,
still love the Grinch. I can still watch it.
Yeah, sounds like we're about to have Coach Lewis on here any second as I try to stretch this out to let Skraby finish his long phone call. He is ready to roll. Joining us on Gwynn and Chris is head football coach of the San Diego State Aztecs, Coach Sean Lewis. Coach Lewis, how are you? Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, Tony, doing great, man. How are you guys?
We are well. First, We haven't got to talk to you all season, but we've been watching as everybody else has. Congratulations to this point on the season. Well done. You guys will play in a bowl game 2 days after Christmas. And I believe at that point you could probably sit back and kind of look back on the year. Until then, still work to be done. How have you guys been with this kind of break you guys have been on?
Not much of a break. We've been working to retain our roster. We've had some tremendous support from the community as we finish our climb matching campaign to be able to have the resources that we need, Tony, in this day and age of college football. Then we've been on the grass getting better. We've had some great developmental practices. We started to turn the page a little bit, started doing some bowl prep for the Mean Green yesterday. And it's been good, man. It's been good to be at work and to have this opportunity to continue to move the program forward with the bowl opportunity, and excited, for this great challenge that we have here on December 27th.
Sean Lewis, such an amazing job this year. Look, 3-9 to 9-3 speaks for itself. I want to congratulate you personally and your staff. And at the same time, unfortunately, I'm going to throw a little shade at Notre Dame. But while they were whining about missing out on the college playoff, I didn't hear that from you and San Diego State after you missed out on what I think could have very easily been a shot at the Mountain West Conference championship game. I think you guys showed a lot of class. I think your team, your organization, the school took it. You weren't happy about it, but you're doing the best you can with it. Talk a little bit about, that whole process and how I'm sure it was disappointing when you first heard.
Yeah, Chris. I mean, obviously, right? Like you have tremendous work that gets done as you move through the year, and we played a really, really close ball game last time we were down in Albuquerque, and we came up close. We came up short with it all, right? So, as much as this game has changed, there's still at its heart, it's still here to help young people grow. And as we all move through life, we all know that we're going to have adversity. We all know that we're going to have change. And so, to me, like, when we came up short, there's lots of things that we controlled that we didn't do a good job of, that we need to coach better, that we need to execute better. And so instead of, being a victim or playing that card, like, that's not who we are. It's not who we're going to be. Like there's no victims here, on the Mesa. There's no victims here in our facilities and in our program. And so, I thought it was really important as we continue to move forward, right, that, hey, like, what can we control? Let's get back to work. And we have another opportunity that created extra time with this special team. And let's go maximize each and every single one of these days that we get to spend together, that we get to go compete again, that we get to improve. And, hey, like that's fuel for the fire for next year.
Yeah.
But so, again, like, I don't know any other way. Like, one of our non-negotiables is we don't blame, we don't complain, and we don't defend our bad behavior, right? So, like, not going to say something to kids that we said since day one and then go and, cry about something that we could have controlled by just playing better and getting a win. Then we control our own destiny and we're not in this spot.
Coach Sean Lewis joins us, Aztecs head football coach. And Coach Lewis, one of the things that I admired watching this season was in your first season, you guys go 3-9, and we'd watch you come on and be pretty consistent in how you talked about the following week. Fast forward to this year, you guys go 9-3, and the thing that I enjoyed most was there was no change in your tone and how you talked about the previous weeks. Was that, the upcoming weeks of the season, was that intentional as you guys moved out of that 3-9 season? You went into this 9-3 season. Was it intentional to kind of just be the same guy every single day?
Yeah, it's what I mean. Like, I've been fortunate to have this opportunity to take over in this chair, and we got a great group of people, most importantly, players and staff alike, that buy into our process. And, I know it's coach's cliche speak a little bit, but like, right, process over results. Like, regardless of what the results were, whether it was 3-9 last year, it's 9-3 this year. Like, I know our process works, and I really value consistency and how people show up, like the emotional consistency that people bring to the building, that they're adding positive energy, and that, they're never too high, they're never too low, that they truly have purpose and intent behind what they do. And, again, like, I think it's important that we as leaders in college football, and me as the leader of Aztec football, like, model and show what that standard is each and every single day that I acted out, right? And so, I mean, hopefully we have a tremendous year one of these years, right, that we're building towards where we go undefeated and we win a championship. And, hey, we're jumping on the radio and you're like, Coach, you're still the same dude, man. Like, you realize you guys ran the table and won the national championship? And I'm like, yeah, shoot, we're behind in recruiting. Like, we got to go. We got to go do the next thing the right way,
Well, you might be the same if you win the championship, but we won't be, Coach. We'll be jumping up and down and going crazy. Look, you've made it so much about the team, and that again is part of the I think the secret sauce for you guys. But Chris Johnson was a guy that was able to step out a little bit to be second team All-American. Unbelievable accomplishment. I think he could have been first team. Missed the one game. And, we all saw how much we missed him when he didn't play there in Hawaii. But talk a little bit about his commitment to the program. He came back, for you for another year. And what having a player accomplish what he did does for you guys going forward.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a tremendous individual, right? And Chris will be the first one to tell you that all his individual awards are team awards. But Chris is a unique player, a unique young man. He showed that in his commitment to the program and the belief in our process, 12 months ago. And then, when the spring portal opened as well, people were trying to, steal him away from us because they know his talent and character and ability that he has. And I tell you what, it obviously worked out great for our program. And now it's something that we can point to, where there's real proof of concept about the development that we're going to have, the growth, in our young man. And for him, to be invited to the Senior Bowl, we're able to speak to that, right? To where all your dreams, can happen right here at San Diego State. You don't need to go chase a logo. You don't need to go chase a different opportunity. I mean, the grass is greenest where you water it. And Chris showed that, man, being loyal to the soil here and, being with the team that, believed in him and the program that believed in him first and foremost, and seeing that through is really, again, a testament to him, his family that raised him. And, what's great about it now is he moves through to the next chapter and the next process of, postseason draft process. Like, there's not a red flag that he has to answer or a question that he has to answer about, hey, why'd you leave? And I think that speaks and that resonates with the NFL organizations, right? And when they're making decisions and who they're going to invest in, like, hey, this is a guy who's going to be loyal to the organization and loyal to the team, and a guy that the community can rally behind because he's shown that character and the way that he makes good, sound decisions. So, yeah, really happy for Chris, his family. And I agree with you. I'm hard-pressed to know who these other corners are that are better than him because he's a true difference maker. And in my ballot, he's first team All-American all day, all day.
Coach John Lewis joins us here on Gwynn and Chris, Aztecs head football coach. And Coach Lewis, one of the things you're tasked with, aside from helping these young men, advance on the football field, advance in life, and prepare them for life, is you're also tasked with bringing in good help, good coaches alongside yourself. You lose a good one in Rob Orrich. He heads to Nebraska. That's got to be somewhat of a bittersweet thing, because obviously you bring guys in because they're good at what they do, and eventually, if they continue to do that, teams are going to come calling. But you also have to replace someone that was pretty valuable to the ball club this year. How does that go about? And tell us a little bit about his replacement.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously this whole thing, right, of college football in particular always has been, always will be a talent acquisition business, right? Like, whether it's the retention of talent, like we just talked about with Chris and Trey and Tano and all the others that we were able to keep 12 months ago to build a special 2025 team. Well, the retention of your coaching talent and the acquisition of your coaching talent, is equally as important. So obviously Rob was in-house a year ago and did a tremendous job, with our edges and trades development, and then, did a tremendous job a year ago taking over as, the defense coordinator and leading us to elite levels. And again, just like the players, when they're balling out on the film, well, obviously other head coaches recognize around college football, hey, someone's leading those guys and coordinating that defense. And Rob got a tremendous opportunity for him and his family. And, again, you know the job that you signed up for. And I'm very thankful for what Rob and his family and Coach Manning as well, who came in and coached our edges for a year, what they were able to do with us within our program, and, happy for them and the opportunity that they were able to get. And as we move forward, Coach Summer's doing a tremendous job as our interim DC right now. I mean, everyone who's listening, knows who he is and what he's about, and the loyalty that he has shown to this program and the way that he's built connections with the guys. He's been doing a great job in that role. And, we're looking to have this thing kind of shored up here, for the full-time position and who that's going to be going forward in 2026 here sooner rather than later. But obviously it's such a critically important role that we want to make sure that we get it right and that we just don't rush to a decision in that regard.
Coach Sean Lewis is with us from San Diego State. We appreciate the time, Coach. Don't want to keep you too much longer. And I want to say my guys there are going to be mad at me for asking you this, but this has been a theme with the coaches that have come on our show this year, Matt Johnson and Rob Orich, and I asked them both about it. So I have to know, is Demetrius Sumler thinking about shaving his head and growing a beard so that he can be one of the top coaches on that staff?
That's not a prerequisite. I can't speak for everyone else, but I've just got some bad genes, or maybe it's the stress of the job. But I promise you guys don't want to see what this hair looks like if I try and grow it out, but I can't. So he can keep his style. He'll be good if it ends up being him.
Well, Coach Lewis, we appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. We are certainly looking forward to seeing you guys perform a couple days after Christmas. Great year, finish with a bang, and again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Coach.
Go Aztecs.
Go Aztecs. Coach Sean Lewis, head football coach of our San Diego State Aztecs. They will be bowling December 27th. Man,
at the Mean Green.
The Mean Green.
Playing the Mean Green.
Hey,
Tony.
at least they got their nickname. They weren't the team from down south, or Southwest. They got
the team from up north.
They got at least their nickname thrown in there. So there's that.
Yeah, I'm looking at Demetrius Sumler right now. He's got the beard already. He's got to grow it out a little bit, but he would have to shave.
Yeah, he's
to
got
keep
hair
up with the rest of the crew there at San Diego State. Matt Johnson, Rob Orich, and Sean Lewis. Honestly, if you didn't know them very well, it would be hard to pick one of them out from the other, right?
It would be. It would be. I don't think you're going to have the same problem.
No.
with the interim defensive coordinator. All right, we got a few more minutes before we get to break here. All guests on 97.3 The Fan join us on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Skraby.
I would like to compliment Ben Woods for a second because they have the extravaganza show on Friday and all of us producers are texting back and forth about things. And Paul just told me one of the things that they did. Obviously, I'm not going to reveal, but they work extremely hard on this show. It's like a year-long process for these guys, but they got an interview with someone. It's pretty fun. So
that's
awesome. Tune in Friday morning.
Tune in Friday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. What?
Never mind.
They're all setting it up in the back.
I don't want to bring up off-air stuff, so go ahead.
Oh, you talking about the video?
Did that response come after your mean video?
I didn't. It wasn't actually a mean video text because Paul's never going to delete my videos on purpose. Braden's never going to delete my videos on purpose.
Skraby has to talk himself off the ledge so often. Like he was going off about this video that was deleted, and in the process of him talking it out verbally in a mean way, I think he kind of got back to where he is now, which is all right. Woosah.
Usually I go from 0 to 5,000,
which you did,
and then I go from 5,000 back to 0 very slowly. I decompress. So
there was a time where that decompressing part didn't happen.
No, but no one's deleting. It was a glitch in StreamYard. So
sorry, you found
everybody.
The video?
No, the big five video is gone, but we still have the audio.
4 o'clock hour on the way. Chris versus the fans. 833-288-0973. We're going to Chris.
There's a Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well. So. So Chris says I can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Skraby. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
We are league 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off of a birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel, but he wants to attack me. Curly! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet. Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course, and we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble, and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us, and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says I can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Skraby. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
We are league 10 now, and it's getting really windy. It's actually kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie, I know we're in San Diego, but we're 3 under as a group. We just got off of a birdie, and I just hit my defense. There's a squirrel, but he wants to attack me. Curly! We just got our second birdie of the day thanks to this guy.
Yeah, a 4-footer after.
It was a 5-footer.
After our pro drove it 300 to the front of the green and then chipped it within 5 feet. Skraby, don't feed the animals.
Don't feed the animals. I do feed animals, but Chris made a birdie putt. Leaving the golf course, and we ended up shooting 63 once everything was accounted for, since it was a scramble, and we had an SDSU golf player, Jack Townsend. He was with us, and he did a lot for us. I think we shot 63 because of him, but we all had a good time. There's Roadrunner. Meet me. He doesn't like me. I guess I wouldn't like me either if I was chasing me. As you can see, I'm all Aztec'd out here at the Aztec baseball tournament. It's the SDSU baseball alumni tournament. Right now, we are 1 under in the scramble, and Chris is playing well, Tony's playing well, but our ringer, Jack Townsend, is playing really well, so. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but I can't help but be complimentary.
Skraby, I can't stand you sometimes.
What did I do?
Sometimes you turn the mic on, sometimes you turn it off. That time I was like, we're here at the 4, and then just crickets.
All right, we'll talk on the break.
4:01 on the clock. Tony
We'll
Gwynn
talk on
Jr. Chris Ello, Matt Skraby.
You've only had 8 years to get it ironed out.
I don't want to hear from you right now.
We have a Chris versus the fans.
Chris is like, how can I pile on?
833-288-0973. Well, also in the
Here's how I can pile on. Did you take my wife's advice yet, Grinch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that was rude, by the way.
I mean, you were being a Grinch on Monday.
I was being a Grinch on Monday. I actually did look into some places near her for that. So I have not purchased, but I looked at
For those who listen to our overtime on Monday, you would have got, what we're talking about. Chris suggested that Skraby, who is just such a Grinch when it comes to Christmas and gifts, that he suggested he get his sister a mani-pedi gift certificate. And he looked like, what? Why would I ever do that?
I just don't ever see my sister. I guess I don't notice that my sister, if she does her nails or whatever.
I mean, no, I'm sure you don't notice, but I promise you it gets done.
Okay. All right. I mean,
Chris,
it was a great
and more
suggestion.
importantly, Lori promised you it gets done. So you should take the advice.
It was Lori. Yes, it was Lori's idea after I explained to her that Skraby didn't plan on getting his sister a gift.
You're so ridiculous, dude.
It's
Christmas, man.
This has been
It's not even about
forever.
It's not even about how much money you spend. It's just about it's just about the idea of giving.
See, that's where it comes in. Where I'm like, what if I get her a bad present? She hates it.
Don't overthink it. It's the thought.
There is no way she's going to hate that gift.
That's also true.
Lori Ello's never wrong on this stuff.
I'm not saying
actually Lori Ello's never.
You're wrong.
Period. I should say that Lori Ello is never wrong. Period. But yes, especially on this stuff
for sure. All right, 833-288-0973. Chris Ello versus the fans right now.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Dominic on the chat has a great suggestion for a present. He says, get her Legos, then she can make whatever she wants.
Wow.
Goodness. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you can try that one. You should try that.
She does have a 6-month-old son, so maybe he'll like him.
Yeah, that would be a gift for your nephew then.
Yeah.
Not for your sister.
I should just feel like Homer Simpson and buy like a bowling ball or something, because Homer always buys Marge gifts that he wants.
Likes. Yeah, no.
So that she gets.
That seems like something you would do, quite frankly.
A bowling ball.
Or like a vacuum. Oh, you know what? I should buy my sister a vacuum. That'll go over well.
That brings me to one of my husband follies early in my marriage.
Oh, you bought some house cleaning stuff?
No, I bought. I'm kind of embarrassed to even tell this story. I thought it would be a good idea to buy my pregnant wife pregnancy clothes.
Oh boy.
Chris says, "Ooh boy."
I can't remember if it was for birthday or Christmas.
Are you saying I need these?
Wait, and so hold on here. As the unmarried guy of the show.
Yeah.
How is that a bad thing?
Think
she's pregnant. You're getting her clothes to make her more comfortable.
Right. It's kind of like when you're a kid.
Not the way she sees it.
Right.
Straight.
It's kind of, I think the best way to explain it is kind of like when you're like 9-10 years old and Christmas comes around and you get clothes. Of course you need it, but that's not what a 9-10-year-old wants.
So she wanted something else.
Yeah, right.
It wasn't about the pregnancy clothes.
Right. It wasn't about the pregnancy clothes.
Right.
But yeah, that was one of the first times I was like, as a dude, I was like,
I don't even think you ever joke. I don't
I'm
think
so
you joke
confused
about
why you're.
I just bought you clothes to make you feel more comfortable.
It was one of the first times I was like, oh man, I might be.
Do I look comfortable now?
I might be in over my head after this one. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
All right, no problem. Here's the prize. You will be qualified for a shot at the grand prize: 2 tickets to New Kids on the Block in Las Vegas on June 26th, a 2-night stay at Park MGM, and a $100 gas card. My favorite part of the read: calling all blockheads. New Kids on the Block just announced 2026 dates for their Right Stuff Las Vegas residency at Dolby Live at Park MGM. Don't miss all your favorite hits live in Vegas with NKOTB February through October 2026.
Quick,
Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
If any of you quote unquote blockheads are out there in the chat, it just give us a word if that's a real thing. I've never heard of blockheads. That has to be a new thing. New Kids on the Block was popping when I was little. I don't remember anybody being called a blockhead.
I ran around saying I was a blockhead.
You did. You're such a liar.
I had to keep from commenting on that statement.
All right.
Just because I felt I'd be piling on too much.
The rules: you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win. If you're a first-time player, let us know before we get into it, and you'll get that question for free today. Let's get to our first contestant.
Who's our first contestant?
I'm looking. Let's go to David.
Hello, David.
Hello, David.
How's it going?
Going well,
Good.
my friend.
You ready to play?
I'm ready to play. Let's do it. I'm a first-time player.
First-time player! All right, here we go. Question number 2. Jaden Denegal played for what college before San Diego State University?
San Diego State. Boy. UCSD.
UCSD.
Wish they had a football team. Chris?
He somehow survived Jim Harbaugh at Michigan.
He did somehow survive Jim Harbaugh, Michigan. I'm sorry about that, David. I hate it when first-time players get eliminated on the first time.
Sorry, David.
Yeah, happens though.
It does happen. It does happen. All right, let's get to our next.
He technically survived Jim Harbaugh and Sharon Moore.
Oh, wow.
Both of them.
Shots fired.
I mean, that was a shot.
It's not a shot. It's a fact.
It's not a shot.
It's a fact.
He survived both.
All right, let's go to our next contestant. Hakeem?
Yes, sir.
Hello, Hakeem.
Are you ready to play?
First-time player.
First-time player.
And we got the
We
L
got
too.
2 in a row.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Wow.
I didn't realize
Love it.
that. Here we go. Question number 2.
Obviously, I think what we're finding out, guys, is that a lot of our listeners are normally at work and can't call in. So the only people who normally call in are the people that are not at work.
That's not true. People work from all over the place. All right, Hakeem, your question is this. What year was Michael Jordan's last NBA season?
That's a pretty good one. That's a tough one.
Oh, Skraby.
Skraby.
I'm going to go with 1998.
1998. Is that when he stepped away for baseball?
No, he was winning titles in 98.
Okay.
98 was his last season with the Bulls. The
Ah,
question is how many did he play with the Wizards? And I think he played 5 years, so that would be 03.
I can't stand it. I'm sorry, Hakeem.
Sorry, Hakeem.
You know that I know
Michael Jordan. I mean, that was like the worst.
I knew that he
there.
was going to know, but I also was like, maybe he'll get the year wrong.
It gets a little blurry for Michael after the Bulls if you're not a.
Yes.
I know his
Michael
eyes
fan.
are always red.
His eyes are blurry.
His eyes are the most
His eyes
bloodshot eyes I've
his
ever
eyes
seen.
make my eyes water. You're looking at it. Like, man.
Man, your eyes look like they hurt. All right, let's go to Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not too
Hi,
much.
Jeremy.
Ready to
May I
play?
quickly,
Yep.
I'm ready to play, but may I quickly say, I don't care win, lose, or draw. The last 7 minutes of you guys were epic. And as Wood says in the morning, Save that.
Save that. I like that. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I appreciate you saying that. So you're the winner. That's all you need.
That's over. That's all you got to do.
Just kidding. Here we go.
Pretty simple.
Question number 1. A pickleball court is smaller, but based on what other sports court?
Tennis.
Tennis is correct. Nice. Nice job. I need to play pickleball. Maybe I'll play pickleball over the break. That's what I'll do.
You just be saying stuff. You ain't gonna play no pickleball.
You play pickleball during the break, and I'll come visit you after your knee surgery in January.
You think I'm going to tear up my knee?
Yeah. When's the last time you moved like that?
Yeah,
I hate you.
I'm just asking a question.
I hike. I do jogs.
Do you hike?
Yes, I hike with Lucky.
Oh, okay. I know you go on walks. I didn't know you hike.
I make 8 3-pointers. You guys say it doesn't count. I eat tie 10.
8 3-pointers
doesn't count.
You just go outside and shoot 8 3-pointers, and then
remember
you go back
the video I did of me making threes?
Yeah, like a little kid's park. I remember it.
With the chain basket.
It wasn't a chain basket. It was a double rim.
Double rim chained.
It was not chained.
Not
all right, we're going to
hoop.
question number 2 because you guys
Not
are
a
ridiculous.
real hoop.
Before San Diego State, where did head coach Sean Lewis coach?
Oh, I was just listening to this crud.
Thank you for saying crud.
Drawing a blank. I apologize.
No, it's okay. You pass. It's all right. Although I think these questions are right up Chris's alley today.
I think he was a Kent State Golden Flash. Oh, he went somewhere else.
he was at Colorado with Coach Prime.
Oh yeah, see, big break for you out
Big
there.
break there.
Yeah,
I
I totally missed it.
See,
Yeah.
Tyler says on the chat, Skraby, if you're looking for a pickleball partner, hit me up. See?
Because he probably plays often. I don't know about you. I don't know if you want Skraby. Skraby, do you even know how to play pickleball?
Do
you know the rules?
Not really, but someone can explain it to me.
Don't invite Skraby.
Tyler also says big hater energy today from you guys. Thank you.
Well,
Thank
listen,
you, Tyler.
Tyler, you're gonna say that, and then you go get this dude out on that pickleball court. He's gonna be the reason you're losing games. So
you guys really underestimate my athletic ability.
It's not about your athletic ability. It's about your ability to comprehend rules that are happening really fast. Never mind. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the next one.
Who's our contestant? No, they still are alive.
They're still alive. Jeremy is still alive. Here's
Jeremy,
question
you got
number
a big
3.
Break. Take advantage of it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna ask that. The last one. Okay. Who is the oldest player to ever win NBA MVP?
Oldest player to ever win NBA MVP.
Correct.
Oh.
I'm gonna need an answer.
Pass.
All right. Now Chris is spinning in his chair, which means I've got him a little bit, I think.
I'm not sure. But I'm gonna go with the captain. The oldest player ever to win MVP, never committed a foul in his career. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, I was like, who is that?
Also, we got ourselves a winner. The mailman.
Yes.
Carl Malone, 35.
35 years old for mailman.
Man, if you would have said 35, I would have thought like Jordan or Kareem or one of them won it.
Stay there, Jeremy.
For we got to go to what, 18 now?
Yes.
Real quick, tell a story I heard Kenyon Martin. I don't know if you guys heard this, but apparently he watched as Karl Malone took out Isaiah Thomas and busted his head wide open. Chris, you probably remember this, right?
Not as well as I'd like to.
Okay, so
I was not an Isaiah Thomas fan.
This was in what, the 90s, maybe the
It
late
would have been
80s,
in the
early
late
90s,
probably late
early
80s,
90s, late 80s,
yeah.
somewhere around it. Kenyon Martin tells this story, and he's watching this as a kid. Do you know when he reached the NBA, after being at Cincinnati, Karl Malone was still in the league. And if you go back and you watch, he has one of the most nasty, flagrant fouls on Karl Malone you'll ever see. And
Kenyon Martin to Karl Malone?
Yes. And
Wow.
he said it was specifically because of how he went upside Zeke's head back in the day.
He was sticking up for Isaiah Thomas.
Like years
later. And when you watch him foul him, there's no doubt he was thinking about it. Just look at his face the whole time.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, pretty
The only difference,
Karl Malone's
though,
a
is
massive human being.
That's what I'm saying.
When Kenyon Martin fouled Karl Malone, it was with intent. I'm sure when Karl Malone fouled Isaiah, it was just a normal foul. Look, Isaiah Thomas probably took as many, if not more, cheap shots than any player I ever saw in the history of the NBA.
Yeah.
So, ask Larry Bird about it, or any number of guys who played in that era. And Isaiah to me was a guy that would start it, then run away and go stand behind Bill Laimbeer and Rodman. And so that's why I never had a lot of respect for Isaiah. I always had respect for his game. He could play like no other.
Top 3-point guard in history?
Probably so,
Yeah.
right there. You got Magic, you got Stockton, Isaiah's right there. But, man, he just his personality just didn't work for me. But anyway, that's my Isaiah spiel.
There's not many people that have a good thing to say about Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah,
it's funny
that
that was the case for a very, very long time. And it's just so funny how time will change perception. That after the Last Dance came out, there was like this wave of people who felt like Isaiah was being mistreated.
Yes.
After that came out. In the same
because
way,
Michael was still mad at him, but
like
those people were.
He was appalled that Magic
Yeah.
said, or that Jordan said that he couldn't stand him. Like he hated him. Like he said
hated
that.
him. He
And
absolutely hated him.
I just
Yeah.
remember everybody being up in arms about it. But I also remember being like 11, 12 years old, hearing like a lot of Laker fans feel a way about Isaiah Thomas. And
Isaiah played the Lakers 2 years in a row in the finals, and I think his greatest moment was in Game 6.
ankle.
I think it was the ankle game.
Yeah.
I mean, you're never going to see a better performance than he put on in that game. But will never change, what I think Magic and Michael and Scotty and all those guys felt about, the way he was.
Yeah.
And, it got around the league. And Michael
much
Jordan
so it
didn't
kept
start
him
out
out
hating him.
Yeah, it's so much so it kept him out of the USA team.
They wouldn't let him on that team. Yeah. That you have to have a lot of dislike to hit a guy like that, because he should have been on that team without question.
Without question.
Not even Dylan the villain. Is
Great
hated.
segue.
Thank you.
He's right there, Skraby, because Dylan the villain has spoken. They had the kind of back and forth between him and LeBron the other day. Dylan spoke to the media today and took some direct shots at old LBJ. We'll cover it on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris. Here's some traffic.
From the
reindeer games. 425.
Foggy Christmas Eve.
Is that Burl Ives?
No, this is Dean Martin.
Oh, Dino.
Dino.
Won't you ride my
My
sleigh
sleigh tonight?
Dean Martin, who used to have a television show. It was a live variety 1-hour show. And I can guarantee you, if you ever find clips of Dean Martin's show, he was 3 sheets to the
I was
wind
gonna say
drunk
he's half in
every
the bag
show.
all the yeah.
Every show. And that was part of it. Like, that was like acceptable behavior. And like people thought it was funny that like he would be slurring his words, but yeah,
he wasn't the
it's a
only
different
one.
world.
I
Yeah, right. It's a different
distinctly
world.
remember Harry Carey certainly slurring some of his
Harry,
words during some of the games.
Can I know we're
Yeah.
going to get this Dylan the Villain, but we're right here. Can I ask, why was it accepted for these people to be drunk during their job?
That was a way of life back then.
Like, what years are we talking? 70s, 80s?
Before
60s, late 60s
Okay, all
to into the
that's-
mid
That's a little
70s.
bit
Yeah,
different because it's like, it's not that cool to come to work drunk anymore.
Yeah, no, this was still. I mean, the 80s was still kind of a wild time too.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm
I
saying?
don't want to tell stories on my dad out of school, but he won't mind. He used to pick me up at 6 o'clock to take me to a Dodger game, and he wasn't hiding it, Skraby. He would be holding a glass with a martini in it as he was driving the car. It wasn't even something he was trying to keep secretive.
Wild. We was wild.
Just
back then,
wild.
It wasn't
Crazy.
it wasn't for some reason it wasn't as important for people to stop.
I don't
that.
think we understood it. At that
It's pretty
point.
easy to understand.
No,
you get
I'm
drunk,
saying-
you can't drive.
It
Well-
is now. I don't know that everybody was.
Well,
on
it's
that
also
back then.
easy to understand that if you smoke cigarettes, you could get cancer. But in the 50s, that wasn't the
Hey,
message.
No, it
The
wasn't.
message was smoke cigarettes because it's cool
It's
and
cool.
everybody does it. So it was a different time for sure.
We might have to hold Dylan the Villain until we about just really like
Dylan.
10
We
seconds
just,
before
we just
gotta
stepped
get a
all
break.
over Dylan the villain.
Well, he looks like
Real
a
quick,
villain in this.
Real
picture
quick,
right
let me
now.
give a quick shout out. 2 former Aztecs, not former, they're Aztecs for life, but former baseball Aztecs, Jamel Torres and Brandon Meredith, otherwise known as Birdies in the Outfield. I know some of you guys probably follow them on Instagram. They sent me some gear today, or they sent me some gear a while ago. I'm just wearing it today, but both of those dudes are doing big things, man. And so I just wanted to give them a little love before we go to break. On the other
I
side,
want to give Brandon Meredith some love, Tony.
Go for it.
The year Strasburg took the Aztecs to the
Strasburg ready to go.
that year, that exact year.
Strasburg ready to go.
Okay, Brandon Meredith was at first base when I made that announcement, and when we went to the NCAA regionals that year, the Aztecs won 1 game.
he
But
showed
the
out.
game they won was Brandon Meredith 2 home run game
Yeah,
up
he
at
did.
UC Irvine, and he mashed a couple of balls.
My
So,
dad loved Brandon. He figured
Yeah.
it out his last year,
yep,
put it all together. I got to play a little pro ball, I think, before he
he
hung it
did.
up.
Yes, I believe
Um,
so.
But shout out to Birdies in the Outfield. Those are my guys. All right, let's get to break. On the other side, we have a big 5. But before we get to that big 5, I promise you we'll get to Dylan the Villain. More Gwynn and Chris.
When the Padres make history.
headline. And if we're going to get off Dylan the Villain, we need to go. So Dylan the Villain took exception. I don't know if he took exception. I don't even know what caused him to speak on this. But here is what he said. I'm assuming it was right after practice today. Here's what he had to say.
I don't know. I guess he's a social media junkie. He be all over the social, so he be seeing, I guess, what I'm saying. And when I go out there and he thinks, like I told you, he thinks that people should think a way about him, not say nothing about him, or, play a certain way. I'm not going to play that way. So he gets in his moods or in his modes or whatever it is, and I'm all for that. I wish we let him shoot that shot, and that should have been an air ball.
Wow.
You know what's funny about that? First of all, I couldn't help but hear Drake as he was talking.
It did sound
they do both are from Canada, so that makes sense.
Oh, it was the A.
You can hear it, right?
Yes.
The funny thing though, if for those who watched that game, he was the antagonist the whole time. And the irony in this whole thing is he was losing, and then all of a sudden he hit the shot to give them the lead with like it was little bit of time left. And then he also is the dude that got the technical foul that then allowed LeBron to go to the free throw line. And then they ended up fouling him shooting a three. And so all of his work, all the things that he said he wished would have happened, all didn't happen because of him.
Well, is Dylan the Villain good at playing the victim?
I don't know. I don't know what the question was that was asked.
And well, it was about their confrontation.
Well, that's the thing, is he was the one doing the confrontation. And the thing is, after the game, LeBron didn't really make much of it. He said two guys competing and then kind of just left it at that. So
Which angers Dylan the
I
Villain.
think it does. It just seemed like he was like, he wants people to like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. It was very weird. I did appreciate the social media.
So he's saying social media, he's really into social media or something.
Yeah, he's really into social media. You can't say anything about him, which is probably true.
Dylan the Villain. I will say Dylan the Villain is playing really well this year.
So he can be a villain.
He's actually scoring and playing D. So like it's like a two-way thing that he's got working there. All right. We had a big five to get to. Before we get to it, here's some traffic.
From the 855 get
And amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, we're going to go all over the place in today's Big Five, but we're going to start with an NBA topic. And I think one of the most apparent injuries in sports is probably the Achilles tendon rupture. Like you see it on TV and you know that it happened.
Number 5.
Micah Parsons' knee was right up there from the other day because you could see that as well. But the Achilles tear has been a big part of sports here in the last maybe 5 years. And going back to 2019 in the NBA Finals, if you remember, Kevin Durant tore his Achilles during the finals. And he actually recently came out and said that he wouldn't have taken the court in 2019 in the NBA Finals, as someone had told him he had the good chance of tearing his Achilles. He said no one made him aware of the risk of going out there. He said if he knew, he probably wouldn't have played. So, Chris, do you think the team should be required to tell athletes about serious or potential serious injury?
Oh, absolutely not. I think doctors should
Not?
lie to. I think doctors should lie to guys all
I
the
was like,
time.
whoa.
I mean, what kind of silly question is this?
But do you? Can
No,
you?
I mean, I'm not knocking you, but I don't understand the question. How can I even possibly answer on the other side of this?
Because if he
Of course,
doesn't,
they should tell him.
because if it's do you want to fill someone's head with, hey, your Achilles might pop during the game, or do you just not tell them?
I don't know that you. Well, I don't know that that's the way you go about it.
Hey, bro, your Achilles is gonna pop.
Yeah, I think certain doctors have a bedside manner that's a little better than others, but yeah, I don't know how you would send any athlete out there without telling them some of the risks involved in playing. I think there's inherent risks in playing, even if you're not injured at all, of course. But if your Achilles tendon is about to pop, and one more wrong step, you absolutely should be required to. Now, I think the interesting part of this discussion is probably more, about how these things work behind the scenes. And Tony can answer this better. He's been on these squads, but I've also been, in the background and in training rooms myself. And, certain coaches might say to certain trainers, hey, is there a way you can get this guy out there? Certain trainers might say to certain coaches, well, yes, but it's probably not the safest thing to do. Other coaches might go, well, we really need him. So therein lies, I think, the discussion here. What's the proper way to handle these things? But your question as to whether doctors should be required to tell athletes they could get hurt, I think, is an easy answer.
I'm not gonna lie, I came up with that question about 30 seconds before we started.
Sounded like it for sure.
I meant to type it out, but then I didn't have a question either
Let me
way.
go ahead and answer this
Yeah, go
question
ahead.
because, from my point of view, I think, in my experience, all of the team doctors still upheld the
Hippocratic
the
oath.
Hippocratic oath that they ultimately swore when they became doctors, right? Even if it went against what the team wanted to do. Right now, doesn't mean that there aren't team doctors that will try to convince you that, although there may be some risk, you should be fine. They give you some examples of some times it's worked out. But I also think it's part of the player's responsibility of their own health. I know when the few times that I had a surgery as an option, I asked a ton of questions. And specifically, if I was playing through injury, can I make this worse by continuing to play on it? And, if the answer was no, it's about pain management, cool. But if the answer was yes, then I had a decision to make myself. This question is posed to KD, and I don't know if it was pointing at Golden State not telling him or it revisiting the situations, asking him if you had known would you have played.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I'm careful how I talk about this because I don't want to make it seem as though Golden
I don't
State,
think he just brought this up.
I don't think he brought it up out of nowhere, but he was asked a question. We don't know what the context of that question was. That being said, I think most professional organizations collaborate with the player and tell them what the scenarios are.
I don't know. I saw James Woods in Any Given Sunday. He was a really bad.
He was
team
diabolical.
Doctor.
He was
a really bad team doctor.
He was one of those they bought on the corner. It seemed like
he was like, you might get paralyzed. But who cares?
You know what? We don't have a team doctor. Look at the phone book.
Look
see
at
if we
that
can find
guy.
one.
He's over there. We're gonna go get him. All right.
There's a great character in a movie called All That Jazz. Roy Scheider plays the great Broadway director Bob Fosse, and he has to get okay health-wise from the doctor to go ahead and produce a play that's coming up or musical, and the doctor is testing his chest out and giving him the whole look. But the doctor is coughing on a cigarette as he's asking him if he's feeling okay. And Bob Fosse, the Bob Fosse character, is also smoking his cigarettes. Yeah, I feel pretty good, Doc.
Real quick.
They let him go. And so, of course, he, directs the play. So, yeah, I don't think the doctors are like that. As Tony said, they have a Hippocratic oath to stand up to. But teams can be a little,
sure.
twisty on stuff like this.
I was going to
sometimes.
say that was my personal experience. I definitely have played with guys or know of guys that would say the opposite, that they may have not been given information all the time and, or may have been pushed to do one thing, even if the information was given to them. So I don't know.
I don't
know if that was Kevin Durant's intent on this, but that's, in today's society, that's definitely where everybody's going to go to.
Yeah.
Oh, Golden State, let them go out there and they didn't tell them.
I believe he just walked out onto the practice court. He's like, gather around, media. I would like to bring up the 2019 NBA Finals.
Number 4.
Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua was taking some heat last week because he live streamed from the locker room after a Rams win. And when asked by teammates to stop, he then said, "I'm not live streaming." And they looked at him and they said, I can see you live streaming right there. So anyway, that was last week. This week, he was on another live stream. And I tried to pull the audio. It's kind of hard to hear, so I'm just going to read his quote. But he said this about NFL referees. Quote, "The refs are the worst. Some of the rules aren't. These guys are lawyers. They just want to be on TV too. You don't think he's texting his friends in the group chat like, yo, you guys just saw me on Sunday Night Football. That wasn't PI, but I called it." And and then he goes on to say that refs are humans too. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but Tony, you're up first here. If you are the Rams 2 weeks in a row on a live stream thing, are you calling Puka into your office for a talk?
A small one.
Like, what are you saying?
You're pushing up against the line of being distracting.
Okay.
You're not there. You're super productive.
You're a best football player.
We love you.
Yeah,
here.
please keep catching passes.
We love you here.
Yeah.
But if I'm Sean McVay, all I'm telling him is the moment that you stop producing and we aren't playing well, you're going to give me an excuse to a reason for why it's happening. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Or
fair.
even if it's not me, you're giving an excuse, the reason to, you're giving the media the reason to keep kind of pointing the spotlight at us. For a large part of the season, the Rams have been able to go about their business. They ain't had a whole lot of noise happening, but now all of a sudden we're getting close to the end of the season where,
things matter.
Things start to focus in a little bit more, and you are like dragging the spotlight to us. And I don't know that we necessarily need it. We want to just keep kind of doing our thing.
Yeah, I don't think that Matthew Stafford wants a reporter to come up to him and ask, do you think refs are calling PI because they want to be on TV?
Sometimes, this is back-to-back weeks too, where I'm starting to question, like, his brain on this one.
Yeah,
like
he's been weird in the whole, and I hate to bring this up, but
what
baby
is the,
mama.
What
And,
is, I haven't even heard that part. What is the point of bringing up the referees in the first? Was he asked about it, or he just was like randomly like the refs?
See, this is how the clip was clipped, and so it started with him. But I'm just gonna say he offered it up because he seems to be doing this.
Let me at least put the disclaimer out there. I don't know what his context was bringing this up, but it kind of feels unnecessary.
Chris, if you were the Rams, are you
especially considering he's going to benefit from most of these calls? Period.
PI is a good call for him. Chris, if you're the Rams, are you having a small talk with Mr. Nacua?
I don't know if the Rams need to have a talk with him, but if I was Brigham Young University, I would have a talk.
Okay.
No, I'm going to tell you why. Because he's making the BYU education look like it's completely worthless.
I don't think people match up BYU with Puka.
Well, explain. Well, he went there.
Right? I understand that, but
okay. Well, did he learn anything? That's my point.
I can't. Yeah.
Okay. His last two things that you're talking about are the acts of somebody who's stupid. And I don't think that Puka Nacua wants to come off as being stupid, but he is live streaming in the locker room and then, potentially embarrassing his teammates and then lying about it is not smart. And just for the hell of it, calling NFL officials the worst they could possibly be is not going to benefit him or anyone either.
Even if he might have an point in terms of referees,
they have been bad lately.
You just can't. You
shouldn't say this stuff.
Shouldn't say it.
Look, he's almost challenging the refs to be bad at this point. I mean, I don't get where he's coming from here
Yeah.
at all. And from the official's point of view, no official has time during the run of a play to think about where they are standing on the camera angle so that they can get on TV for their friends. That's just absolutely nonsense.
That's the part
It truly
that kills
is.
me. It just seems
It truly
ignorant,
is. Come on.
right?
It
Like,
seems childish. That's like a childish thing to say.
that's something we would have said in like high school. I
Yeah,
bet you these
right,
referees are like taking selfies of themselves and
Yeah,
sending them mid-game.
No, I have received a few texts from Carl Sheffers during the game.
yeah.
He's like, wait,
I'm sure.
wait, I'm going to make this holding penalty really good.
Yeah.
All right, Puka, stay off the live stream.
By the way, he is facing you this weekend in the semifinal.
Suspended.
So I hope for his actions he is suspended. but wait till he starts the game so that Braden can't take him out of the lineup.
I got you. It's a reverse series benching. You start the game.
First time he runs downfield, the back judge just goes, that's 15. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. You're gone. And when the back judge does it, make sure you're right flat in the middle of the TV screen when you make the announcement.
Take the selfie.
All right. The NBA has been flirting with expansion for years now, but Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, says a decision is coming in 2026. Here's what he told reporters yesterday before the NBA Cup final.
I'd say in terms of domestic expansion, that is something we're continuing to look at. Not a secret. We're looking at, this market in Las Vegas. We are looking at Seattle. We've looked at other markets as well. I'd say I want to be sensitive there about this notion that we're somehow teasing these markets, because I know we've been talking about it for a while. As I've said before, domestic expansion as opposed to doing a new league in Europe is selling equity in this current league. If you own 1/30th this league, now you own 1/32nd if you add two teams. So it's a much more difficult economic analysis.
All right, so all comes down to the money, but shocker. Chris, you're up first here. Is expansion in the NBA necessary?
I don't know that it's necessary, but I think it's definitely can happen. I think there's plenty of talent to go around. I don't think if you added two teams, you're adding 24 players to the pool. I think there's 24 other NBA, caliber players out there. So that they can do. And I'll let Tony speak on to the expansion of the league and whether anything gets watered down. I don't know that any of that does. My only thing, whenever I hear expansion and whenever I hear Seattle and Las Vegas and Nashville and every other darn place you want to name, I come back to my city and I wonder if we even have a chance to get a team. And then I go, oh, nope, we're not even in the running because we don't have a place to play. And that's
Sports Arena is a great place. Come on.
Okay. That's what gets me going every time I hear about expansion, because the NBA obviously thought enough of San Diego to put two franchises here in the past. And, I believe that, done correctly, we had Donald Sterling one time and so that didn't work out. Right. So, give us a chance. We could have done it, but we have no chance to do it. And that's what drives me crazy.
Tony, is NBA expansion necessary?
No, I don't think it's necessary, but doesn't mean they won't do it.
They're going to do it.
And although you hear him talk about it going from owning 132nd to 134th.
No, 130th to 132nd.
Yes. No, there's 30. Is there only 30 in NBA? Yeah, the NFL has 32. Yeah, so from 30 to 32, right?
I know math.
Anyway, the mere fact that they are, some of those owners may very well look at it as losing money initially until they get the analysis of what the other two teams can bring in. We'll see. But if Vegas and I believe it was Seattle are the two cities that are up,
I think it was.
That means there's some realignment going to have to happen because both of those teams are on the West. So see how all of that kind of plays in.
Oh,
but
that's interesting.
It's not necessary, but I think it's going to happen.
Put Las Vegas in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They probably have to move like Memphis will probably move over to
that makes
Eastern
sense.
Conference. Right.
That makes sense. All right. Let's get to the Next one.
2.
And I randomly saw this morning, and no people in town have issues with this, but a Green Bay Packers fan wrote to the Green Bay Press Gazette and said that he likes to watch the game on TV with the radio broadcast as audio. It doesn't sync up, so it's not a practical way to watch the game for him. And I know that some Padres fans want that. They have tried to do this before.
They can do that.
They can. It's you have to wait and pause and then hit play. There's some barriers to entry on that listening. But this is from the article. Quote, the point being that the many cable systems and satellite systems and streaming platforms and over-the-air broadcasters have different delays. From personal experience, I could tell you I hear the fireworks when the Packers score a touchdown at Lambeau Field. I know that some 30 seconds later, I'll see the play on my cable-fed smart TV. But when I'm on my phone with a friend in Arizona, we're watching the same broadcast, he sees plays some 20 seconds before I do, end quote. So everybody has different delays. Tony, do we need live programming delay standards across TV, streaming, and radio?
No.
Why?
Just watch the game. You don't need to be on the phone with your friend in France watching the game. Like, just watch the game. Watch the game, enjoy it, live in the moment.
But what if you are on the phone with your dad, say, and you guys are big 49er fans, and your dad has a 20, he goes, touchdown! You're like, what?
I can't even have this conversation because I've never decided to be on the phone with anybody while I was watching a game at home. Ever. So I don't think it needs to happen. If indeed it's 20 seconds ahead or behind, I'm gonna take note and not call that person so it doesn't ruin my game.
Oh, I thought this was a pretty easy yes.
Come to me, hurry up, come to me.
I think Chris is going to say yes, but
hurry
Chris,
up, ask me what I think.
Do they need delay standards across broadcasting?
Not only does it need to happen, it must happen. And it must happen now. And I want to tell Tony Gwynn Jr. and everyone else who doesn't think this is a problem that in my previous house, I lived next door to an Aztec basketball fan. She was a loud and enthusiastic Aztec basketball fan. And when I watched games live, she, even though next door, would scream moments before I would see what happened because she had DirecTV and I had cable. And it might have only been a 2 or 3 second, but it was the most annoying thing. I used to have to lock the house up. I used to have to turn fans on so I couldn't hear because she was also a Charger fan, and that's when the Chargers were in San Diego. So you're trying to watch a playoff game and they throw a touchdown and you hear in the neighborhood people celebrating. Yeah. Why do they have different delays for different services?
I'm sure it's compression and stuff like that. It's tech specs.
That's what I say. I don't think they're doing it intentionally. I think that's just how it compresses and how it comes out.
And how it's because it has to be fed to a satellite into your phone.
Every time we have a nationally televised game at Petco, the feed that we normally have, which is, almost identical to what's happening in live action.
The TV feed.
The TV feed is always, every single time, about 2-second delay.
Just national games?
Just national games.
You're simultaneous? Because I've always actually wondered this. Like, are you watching the play on TV and describing it, or are you remembering what happened and describing it?
Remembering what happened.
Like some guy slides, but you didn't get a really good look at it. Are you looking at it on TV?
No, that would screw me up big time. Absolutely not. When that satellite is or when that TV feed is late, I can't go with it.
Gotcha.
I gotta go live action the whole time. Now, when we have our regular games and doing our local television thing, it's pretty much the same. So I can kind of toggle back and forth during the game. But the nationally televised games, we're on the radio, I gotta go live. And so listen, I get it. It just sounds like a tough break there, Chris. You got a neighbor that's into the same teams you like.
Let me tell you something,
Tony.
Tony.
I can feel you on that.
We sold our house because
I don't doubt that. I don't doubt it. Can someone tell her to be a little bit more quiet though? Like, I don't understand the extremely loud fans because you yell louder. It's better.
But be honest, Skraby, a playoff football game, 49ers touchdown. Yeah,
I have done this before.
I can 100% see you
during
doing
a
that.
football game when like Fred
Yes,
Warner
there you
stops
go.
a fourth down play.
There you go.
Like you made the tackle.
Yeah, I did. I was there with him. Are you kidding me? All right. The New York Knicks won the NBA Cup championship, and they are not going to hang a banner at Madison Square Garden despite winning and beating the Spurs last night. The win was the franchise's first championship, according to this article, since 1973. I think Tony knows where I'm going with this. A source told the New York Post Stephen Bondi the team is, quote, focused on the bigger picture, end quote. Past winners, the Bucks and Lakers, have displayed banners for their NBA Cup victories. Chris, you're up first. Are teams who display banners lame?
That's not my answer.
Okay, here.
I'll let Tony answer.
No,
that
is the
one.
NBA? This is the real question. Is the NBA Cup championship an actual championship? Because this article is referencing the New York Knicks as a champion now.
Here's the thing. I would have them put a banner up just to piss off the Mad Dog Chris Russo, because he went on about a 25-minute rant today about how the NBA Cup is the stupidest made-up thing in the world. And now we are 3 years into it, and even though not everybody's gotten to it, Tony and anyone who watched these games will tell you there was more intensity in December than there's ever been. The NBA Cup is working, and it's time for the teams in the league to acknowledge it.
All right, Tony, is the NBA Cup championship an actual championship?
It's an NBA Cup championship. I mean, it's not
such a Tony
It's
answer.
not the O'Brien. It's not the O'Brien championship, right? It's not the big dog, but it's its own separate thing. It's like the Champions League, right? You get a Champions League Cup, but you also have your League Cup, and so on and so forth. So, to each his own in terms of hanging the banner. If I'm the Knicks, you ain't hanging a whole lot up over there. So, you
There's
might want
plenty of space.
You might want to get something up there, but I get it.
Yeah, it's not even like you have to move the Rangers stuff out of the way. They don't have anything either.
Right, but I get it. You want to play like we want to go for bigger things. Cool, we can play that right now. But you might not get nothing up there beyond this.
I wonder if they backtrack after the year. They're like, actually, we will hang a banner.
It's gonna, knowing their owner, it's gonna
Dolan.
it's gonna be snuck up there, and one day we're gonna all look up and say, "Oh,
there's a banner,
up there."
Dolan, stupid Dolan. All right, that's it for the Big Five. When we get back, Tony and I are going to take it the rest of the way, recap all the news of the day here on 97.3 The Fan.
When you own your own business, you own every decision. Catch the red eye or take the 6 a.m.
Make a new hire or promote internally.
Celebrate a win with the toast at the gate or unwind at the lounge. Big props to this team. Some decisions are a win-win. Like earning 8 times points on Chase Travel. Introducing Chase Sapphire Reserve for Business. With $2,500 in annual value, it's the business card that gives back all you put in. Visit chase.com/reserve business to learn more. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member of FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, this is Guy Fieri, and my buddy Sammy Hagar and I invite you to try our Santo Tequila. Our vision was to make the best tequila in the world. So we don't add any coloring or flavoring, nothing in the bottle except agave, water, yeast, and thyme. What you see is what you get. Santo Tequila. Tequila set free.
Please drink responsibly. Tequila 40% alcohol by volume. Imported by Santos Spirits, Las Vegas, Nevada. Discover at santospirits.com. That's santospirits.com. Santos Tequila. Tequila set free.
We all hear the radio
All right,
ads
it's
about
time for the Beaver Nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the Beaver Nuggets. And so I had to order them because I find the name Beaver Nuggets very gross. I find it gross. But we're going to go with this. It's kind of like a Cheeto / a corn pop.
It's like a cheese doodle.
A cheese doodle. And we're going to eat them right now. I don't think these are bad, but here we go. I like it. It tastes like a corn pop.
I was going to say it tastes like a waffle, really.
It does kind of taste like a waffle. You know what? I'm in. These are good.
Yeah, I'm not.
You want another one?
No, I don't want another one. But yeah, I mean, it tastes like a waffle, like a waffle with syrup on it.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, I'm not hating these at all. Actually, they're very good. I like this. The waffle is a perfect explanation. If you've ever had, I'm sorry, I'm talking on the microphone with food in my mouth. But if you've ever had a what is it? A Lay's potato chip that's waffle flavor. It's kind of like that.
No,
Sad Fryer says, "Are they cheesy?" No, they're not cheesy at all. Actually, they're sweet.
No, it's like a hard waffle with syrup on it, with dried encrusted syrup on it.
Now I don't exactly know what the puff is. It could be just fake something.
Most likely. I mean,
it's like caramel a little bit too. All right, I gotta stop eating these because I will eat the whole bag. I love these things. I'm gonna leave them here though because I will eat this if I go home. It's just gonna be a bunch of beaver nuggets in my bed as I sleepwalk or something like that. All right, it's time for the beaver nuggets. So the story is somehow Buc-ee's got brought up. I think Frank brought it up.
Yes.
And it's a rest stop / mall / entertainment zone, super center. And someone said on the chat yesterday that they have like 100. They went to one with like 100 gas pumps, which is a lot, I guess. But while we were talking about this, Sam Levitt was in New York listening, and he goes, "Put me on, put me on, put me on." And so we put him on, and he's talking about how much he loves Buc-ee's. And so we got into the conversation, and it ended up being about the beaver nuggets.
5:07.
What?
Into the happy hour.
What?
Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby, Chris Zello getting ready for Fresno State, San Diego State out.
This was
in Fresno.
Chris's fault.
Yeah, maybe so. A 24-minute Big Five will get you to 5:07.
You know, I think it's not a secret at this point. Sometimes we have to record before the show.
Yeah.
And for a while, we were trying to keep that secret. But sometimes the first question is like 12 minutes.
When it goes 24 minutes, it's kind of tough to keep it a secret at that point.
Yeah, because we're not carrying over and all this other stuff. But in the new year, I want us to work on getting it under 20 minutes.
And the crazy part is we have a ton of practice because of the baseball season. Like we have to record those more often than not.
Yeah.
And
I think it's because we're not on an actual clock.
Yeah, I think you're right. We are just rambling and talking about a lot of times it has nothing to do with the subject that's at hand, too.
I'm waiting. You're right. I'm waiting for my. You know what? It's probably my fault most of the time. I go, yeah, before we get into it, guys, let's talk about this, and then we talk about it for 10 minutes.
You definitely do that.
I'm waiting for my watch to buzz when Adam being like 5:07. Sorry, Adam. Sorry, I'm aware.
So irritated.
I'm aware.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know the other thing that you are pretty famous for, aside from that, because you don't really do the whole talking us into a longer Big Five, but what you do is you want us here by a certain time, and the rare occasion we get here by a certain time, we don't start on that time. There's always something going on with the computer. You forget to clap, and then we got to start over. So,
I just talk,
or you just.
I'm
talk.
like, hey guys, how was your weekend? And then it's like, oh wait, we have to record something.
We're here for a reason. Nonetheless, real quick, because we only have like 2 minutes.
Yes.
Should we even bring the subject up, Chris Paul?
That's a 3-minute conversation.
3-minute conversation. More things continue to trickle out of this Chris Paul Clippers saga. I read that he actually fought to keep his job and to not be sent home. It sounds like the issue the final issue that kind of broke the camel's back, so to speak, was Kawhi Leonard had been fresh off of the injured list, was coming back, and he was guarding Klay Thompson, who was in the middle of a heater, and he was struggling. The conditioning wasn't quite right, and I think Chris Paul noticed, why is Kawhi guarding him right now? It's not working, and he suggested that they switch. Now, Jeff Van Gundy, according to Ramona Shelburne, took offense to that, felt like he was undercutting what the coaching staff was trying to do. According to Chris Paul, that's not. He just made the suggestion. They went ahead with it. I believe Brooks Lopez and Kawhi Leonard both confirmed that, but it didn't seem to matter. And you brought up something during the break about it seeming like there was a bunch of egos that were having a hard time. And that seems to be what it was, because here's the deal. Chris Paul has been literally the same way his entire career. Chris has gone over it a billion times, being that he's not a Chris Paul fan.
I don't like Chris Paul.
They thought that they were going to bring in a low maintenance guy that didn't need any, they basically had a different role for him.
Okay.
I don't know how that wasn't conveyed to him, because he was trying to still be able to be productive. And it does just kind of boil down to, it seemed like egos had a hard time. To me, it's such a Clipper thing to do. Like, you bring in Chris Paul, a dude who is a no nonsense across the board. It's not. It's everybody can get it, including front office members.
Yeah.
But you decide to try to treat him or expect different from him. It just makes no sense at all.
It's like, hey, Chris Paul, we want you to come in and help the team, but we don't want you to be you.
How much does this have anything to do with the fact that they sucked this year?
Probably a lot.
Because they're expected to be pretty good.
I'm sure. Can you imagine how awkward that locker room was for a while? Can you imagine how awkward those flights are?
And here's the other side of the coin, though, is that when you've been a Hall of Famer like Chris Paul has been, but you are no longer playing at that level. I'll give you a quick story. Miguel Tejada came to the Padres in that 2010 season that we almost got to the playoffs, and he was such a big addition to add, but he wasn't the player that he had been. And Miguel was already kind of a quiet guy. He wasn't a real loud one, but we all respected him. We all watched him. And so he had that level of respect, but he didn't overstep that, considering that he wasn't the same dude. And I think even if he did, I think we would all been receptive, because we were all pretty young and remember watching him be like an MVP before. Yeah. But it just goes to show you, no matter how good you are, if you can't maintain that level, you do have, no matter who you are, you do have to kind of tread lightly on how you approach dudes, especially younger dudes at that point. And it may have been a bad calculation on Chris's part, because reports are he tried to have a couple of team events,
Halloween party, and no one showed up.
No one showed up. I seen some of the memes of what was a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince standing in
I think it was the last episode of Fresh Prince, when standing in the living room, no one's there.
CP3 at his Halloween
cold
party.
Blooded, man. Y'all are cold blooded.
Does that tell me? Does that tell you that they don't like him? Does that tell you that they don't care? Does that tell you that they aren't a team?
I mean, it would seem to, if those reports are true, first of all,
came from Ramona Shelburne.
It would seem to be the case, right? Like, whether they liked him or not, they didn't respect him enough to show up to a team function.
Yeah, I mean,
everybody.
Who would never show up to a Christmas party? It's different. I get
funny.
It. It would be like if you and if Chris invited the entire station over, and like I went and Frank went. That would be awkward.
Kind of cold.
Kind of cold for sure.
All right, let's get to break. Where we going on the other side
Jim
of this?
Bowden.
Oh, yes,
We've been
the
holding
Braden
this.
conversation. Yeah, we'll get to Jim Bowden's comments here on the other side. Here's some traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego.
Oh, you idiot. I tried. Typical tandem student right there.
I tried. I wrecked your good job, buddy.
Fun, huh?
You need help with anything?
Okay, I'm nervous. Stand up, stay low. Hands on the heart. Stay low.
This hour is brought to you by Mission Fed. From first accounts to big life moments, Mission Fed can help. Saving shouldn't be stressful. Mission Fed makes it easier with great rates on savings certificates and ultra money market accounts. Grow your money the smart way. Check the latest rates and open an account at missionfed.com. Membership and account criteria apply. I love this song. Anyway, there's our Christmas music. Change it up a little bit. Yes, Run DMC is correct. All right. So when we went to break, we said we were going to check in with Jim Bowden. He was on Foul Territory with AJ Przinsky. And there's a clip going around on Foul Territory about. So AJ Przinsky sets it up this way. He says, Jim Bowden, the Dodgers' competitive balance tax is more than 16 teams' major league payroll. So the amount they're paying on the players that they've overpaid is more than 16 teams in Major League Baseball, which is a problem. It's a massive problem when the punishment for doing this is not a punishment.
Who is saying this? Is AJ saying all this?
AJ,
or are you adding
I'm
to
adding
this?
a lot.
Okay,
I'm
there
adding
you
a
go.
lot.
All
Anyway, so Jim Bowden goes on and he's talking about it. And he says the Dodgers are making gobs of money because they've won 2 World Series. But then he offers a solution to fans that when fans say, hey, Jim, the Dodgers are unfair. This is what Jim says he tells them.
But, I say this because I know Pirate fans, for example, they'll get upset and go, well, it's not fair. I mean, the bottom 15 markets have not won a World Series in a decade. Yeah, I get it. But I tell people as fans, you don't have to be a Pirate fan. You can retire as a Pirate fan or trade yourself to the Dodgers. If you want to see your team win, right now, the Dodgers have the best chance to win a World Series again this year. So if you want to win, you as a fan, you can go to any team you want. You don't have to root for the team that's your home city. And you can see the Dodgers come play in your home city. They'll come into Pittsburgh and beat you. So, look, if it bothers you that much, just become a Dodger fan. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
I don't irritate something.
Oh, all right. Number one, Jim. I'm not going to be a Dodger fan. I'm not. Like, to suggest that the only way that you get around this in your head is to retire your fandom of the Pirates and become a Dodgers fan, that is not a viable excuse or a viable option. Solution.
Is
It's
that right?
not.
Is that right?
Because if you're a guy or gal who is a Pirate fan and says, you know what? I'm done with the Pirates. I'm becoming a Dodgers fan. You're a front runner.
That is very interesting because I do recall a whole lot of Charger fans saying, I'm going to pick a different team. They left.
I think that's a little bit different.
Oh, so you can do it just under certain
Well, when they leave and
circumstances.
they rip your heart out on the way out, I think I know I'm dramatic.
You're very dramatic.
But some people feel that way.
No, that fair. It's fair.
But Jim Bowden,
But I'm
this is
saying
not,
you can do it.
You
Like,
can't. Yes. Okay. Fine. This is a solution, but this is not a real solution.
you don't like the solution.
No,
Okay.
I'm a fan of my team.
Me
I
too.
want my team to compete.
Me too.
I don't want to become a Dodgers fan. I don't think I could live with myself, Tony. If
I think you could live with yourself.
If I for 1 second clapped for a Dodger something, I think I would be struck by lightning because it would be so not me to ever do this.
I personally couldn't do that either.
Thank
I couldn't I couldn't I couldn't do it. You couldn't ask me to be a Celtic fan like tomorrow. Like,
yeah, exactly.
there's
Exactly.
just no shot.
Or like, hey, Tony, be a Clippers fan tomorrow. They're great.
It's just no shot.
I don't know where he got
I'd rather
this.
not watch the sport, honestly, than to do that.
And I think that the media.
Oh, here we're about to blame the media for it. All right, here we go.
It's the media. Remember that Chris Rock bit? Don't blame me. It's the media. The media thinks this is great because they're getting to cover one of the greatest sports teams in history.
I honestly don't think
but they're not looking at it from our perspective.
I honestly don't think the media cares. Because you know what? The media is still going to cover it if a salary cap ever happens. I don't think they honestly care. It's the story to talk about right now.
Okay.
Especially in baseball right now, because there's nothing else to talk about other than making up these. Like, if you think about it on its face, it's kind of a ridiculous storyline.
Yeah. To
just change fandom because
your
can't
team,
beat them, join them
what?
type deal.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't
That
get
is
that.
a off-season baseball topic right there. For sure.
I got two things for you. Katrina is from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So she says, Pittsburgh isn't the city to mess with on this. It's like being a Cleveland Browns fan. You're
It
born
really
into
is.
it and you die in it.
They're allowed. First of all, Pittsburgh fans are allowed to be upset about the Pirates.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Doing what they do every year.
Yeah.
So just because they're upset doesn't mean that they want to give up their fandom.
Now, here's the other question that Braden, I guess, posed on his show. And David wants me to ask it. Here's his question. So people were wondering, did Tony Gwynn Sr. root for the Dodgers when Tony Gwynn Jr. played for them?
This is a great question because my dad got this question so much when when I got to hit the kind of make the Padres playoff chances a little murky. I wasn't the one that ended it, no matter how much y'all want to say that. He got that question a lot. Was he happy for me?
Yeah.
And the other question he got a lot was, do you root for your son as a Dodger?
I can answer the first one. Yes, he was happy for you.
You can answer both of them the same way. Absolutely.
Because he doesn't see the uniform on you.
Exactly. He could care less what the uniforms are once I walked up to the plate.
But your dad would never retire and then be like, Padres stink. I'm going to be a Dodgers fan now.
No, that's there's two things can be true, right? In the case of blood relative,
yeah,
you can root for them to have success and go out there and win.
I agree with that.
Doesn't mean you have to root for the team to win.
Yeah.
Now, listen, you get into postseason play and you
Things
got some loved ones out there, maybe you do have to kind of root for that, right? Because I'm sure your family's gonna bring you out there for that World Series. If you want to come along, you can't be rooting for the other team now.
No, you cannot. No, you cannot.
No, but this is a simple one. It's no different for me with my daughters. They go. I went to Poway High.
Poway.
Can't stand you, Skraby. They go to Mount Carmel. When they play Poway, guess what? I'm rooting against Poway. Just the way it is.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a Poway alum, but you don't have kids there. You don't have anything tied to that right now.
Right. It was funny. My dad always got a chuckle out of that question, though. Like, did you root for your son when he was coming up to the plate against your former teammate?
No,
Trevor
I didn't
Hoffman?
talk to him for a year and a half after that.
He was disowned from the family. We didn't have him over Thanksgiving either that year. We just left him alone.
We made him go outside for the entire
He had to eat
meal.
outside by himself.
This Jim Bowden thing really. Jim Bowden's all right. I don't mind.
I
him.
just think it's nothing can happen in terms of the fix that everybody's looking for, at least until after this season when they're and it might not even be a guarantee of that. So like I think maybe just kind of come up with something to talk about.
Until then, the baseball's just gonna let the Dodgers do their thing and keep winning, keep making money, keep getting further and further ahead of all the other teams.
My prediction for 2026, the Dodgers will not win a World Series.
Wow. Well, that would be great, actually. That would be great.
My prediction. All right, let's get to break.
Yep.
When we return, Sean Lewis, head football coach for the San Diego State Aztecs, joined us earlier. If you missed it, you'll get to hear it next. Hey.
know the weather outside is frightful, but fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
It's a beautiful song.
It is.
5:36 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Matt Skraby.
Thank you.
Chris Ello.
Idol.
Indeed, idol. We have ourselves something to talk about. More importantly, something to give away. Congratulations to today's biggest fan, Daniel McGuire from Fallbrook. Give us a call within the next 10 minutes, 833-288-0973, and you'll qualify for a grand prize, 20 tickets for you and your friend for a night in our Odyssey Suites at a Padre game with all of the fan staff later this season, catered by Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine. Remember to register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest fan. Daniel McGuire, you are on the clock.
Tick, 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 tick.
Tick, 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 tick. As we get closer and closer to the end of this week, this are the last, 1, 2, 3 shows left
Basically,
of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically 2 shows in 25 minutes of Gwynn and Chris before the end of the year. We will return on what day?
January 5th.
January 5th. Of course, we'll remind you of this all on Friday as we
Yes.
head out. Now, no Chronicles, huh?
No Chronicles. I did the last show of the year last night.
What did you guys talk about last night?
I went through each player on the trade rumor list, and I kind of broke it down as to why the Padres would be interested in shopping those guys. Mainly just going through their contracts and stuff, because there's a lot of value in those contracts if you have lots of time left, like Mason Miller. So
time meaning team control.
Team control, yes. Yeah. And who is it? Jeremiah Estrada. He's in pre-arb, so he has a long way to go. Adrian Morejone's coming on. He's going to be a free agent next year. Yep. So, but the thing I was thinking,
I would really love to see him locked up.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
I like Morejone a lot. I've always been a big fan of his. When he was a starter, it just felt like it was just a matter of time before he put it together, and boom, last year he put it all together.
He did put it all together. I do you think that a team would trade just for him? Like and they're probably trading for him to be a closer, right? They're not trading for him to be a 6th or 7th inning guy.
It depends, man. I think there are only a couple of them, but it's almost like you're building the bullpen to have as many good arms, late inning arms, and that way someone struggles, you can kind of reshuffle the deck, still have elite arms. But yeah, I think Morejone could cover quite a bit, and it'll be interesting to see how he's used next year. You know, you don't have Robert Suarez, so there's one less back inning arm that you have. So does that, if it slots the way we think it will, Mason will be the closer, and Morejone, who, remember, he played kind of like Mr. Do Everything. He came in like the 5th if it was the top part of the lineup, and it was like the main point of the game. We saw him pitch the 8th, we saw him pitch the 9th. He wasn't just a lefty, you know, he got both sides out, and so it'll be interesting. Is he just going to be a straight up 8th inning guy in front of Mason? Or
where does Jason Adam go? He should be back.
That's the thing, is will he be back by the time?
He said he was going to be ready for the start of the season.
I know what he said. I also know Joe was like, hey, I'm coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
So, you know,
it's a torn quad.
Yeah.
So if Jason Adam is back by the middle of the year, yes, it is.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, is he's going to come back regardless whether he comes back. He's coming back in the middle of the year. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be at the start of the season. Morejone has a chance to kind of like take hold of that spot. Are you going to want to move him when Adams get back?
No.
You know, and Adam has to return back to that form as well, aside from just being healthy.
I personally don't see any I can understand Nick Pivetta. He's going to a year where he's going to make $19 million, and then he has a player option for $14 million the following season. So why would he ever take $14 million? If he has another great season, he's going to opt out. So I can understand why you would do that, but then you're subtracting from your, what is it?
Strength.
You're adding by subtracting.
Yeah. There's a lot of questions, obviously.
Yeah. Hopefully we get some more clarity during the break. we have something like to go with on January 5th.
Are you gonna come in and do a show if something happens?
If something huge happens,
What's
I
huge?
may.
What is huge?
Big
would
trade.
qualify?
Carlos Asuaje. Sorry, Carlos. If he signed, no, I'm not going to be coming in, but I'm actually going to be gone next week. So hopefully nothing happens next week. I do remember AJ making a trade for Blake Snell really late on like a December 27th type day.
AJ's prone to do anything.
Does he have Christmas?
I assume so.
He's just on the phone.
I don't think it just passes by him. All right, let's check some traffic. And if you missed it, Coach Sean Lewis, head football coach of the San Diego State Aztecs, joined us earlier. You get to hear that after.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury.
Jam-packed right now on the westbound side of the 52, right after the 805, all because of a collision. And it's just stop and go southbound on the 805 from really the 5 all the way down to the 94. Just really slow. On the 15 southbound at Carmel Mountain Road, the left lane is blocked with a collision. And on the 5 southbound, you do have a stall in the center divider right at Gilman Drive. I'm Swallow with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Thanks for coming on today.
Yeah, Tony, doing great, man. How are you guys?
We are well. First, we haven't got to talk to you all season, but we've been watching as everybody else has. Congratulations to this point on a season. Well done. You guys will play in a bowl game 2 days after Christmas. And I believe at that point you could probably sit back and kind of look back on the year. Until then, still work to be done. How have you guys been with this kind of break you guys have been on?
Not much of a break. We've been working to retain our roster. We've had some tremendous support from the community as we finish our climb matching campaign to be able to have the resources that we need, Tony, in this day and age of college football. Then we've been on the grass, getting better. We've had some great developmental practices. We started to turn the page a little bit, started doing some bowl prep for the Mean Green yesterday. And it's been good, man. It's been good to be at work and to have this opportunity to continue to move the program forward with the bowl opportunity, and excited, for this great challenge that we have here on December 27th.
Sean Lewis, such an amazing job this year. Look, 3-9 to 9-3 speaks for itself. I want to congratulate you personally and your staff. And at the same time, unfortunately, I'm going to throw a little shade at Notre Dame. But while they were whining about missing out on the college playoff, I didn't hear that from you and San Diego State after you missed out on what I think could have very easily been a shot at the Mountain West Conference championship game. I think you guys showed a lot of class. I think your team, your organization, the school took it. You weren't happy about it, but you're doing the best you can with it. Talk a little bit about, that whole process and how I'm sure it was disappointing when you first heard.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, obviously, right, like you have tremendous work that gets done as you move through the year. And, we played a really, really close ball game last time we were down in Albuquerque, and we came up close, we came up short with it all, right? So, as much as this game has changed, there's still at its heart, it's still here to help young people grow. And as we all move through life, we all know that we're going to have adversity. We all know that we're going to have change. And so to me, like, when we came up short, there's lots of things that we controlled that we didn't do a good job of, that we need to coach better, that we need to execute better. And so instead of, being a victim or playing that card, like, that's not who we are. It's not who we're going to be. Like, there's no victims here, on the Mesa. There's no victims here in our facilities and in our program. And so, I thought it was really important as we continue to move forward, right, that, hey, like, what can we control? Let's get back to work. And we have another opportunity that created extra time with this special team. And let's go maximize each and every single one of these days that we get to spend together, that we get to go compete again, that we get to improve. And, hey, like, that's fuel for the fire for next year.
Yeah.
But so, again, like, I don't know any other way. Like, one of our non-negotiables is we don't blame, we don't complain, and we don't defend our bad behavior, right? So, like, not going to say something to the kids that we said since day one and then go and, cry about something that we could have controlled by just playing better and getting a win. Then we control our own destiny and we're not in this spot.
Coach Sean Lewis joins us, Aztec head football coach. And Coach Lewis, one of the things that I admired watching this season was in your first season, you guys go 3-9, and we'd watch you come on and be pretty consistent in how you talked about the following week. Fast forward to this year, you guys go 9-3. And the thing that I enjoyed most was there was no change in your tone and how you talked about the previous weeks. Was that, the upcoming weeks of the season, was that intentional as you guys moved out of that 3-9 season? You went into this 9-3 season. Was it intentional to kind of just be the same guy every single day?
Yeah, Tony. I mean, like I've been fortunate to have this opportunity to take over in this chair, and we got a great group of people, most importantly, players and staff alike, that buy into our process. And I know it's coach's cliche speak a little bit, but like, right, process over results. Like, regardless of what the results were, whether it was 3-9 last year, it's 9-3 this year. Like, I know our process works, and I really value consistency and how people show up, like the emotional consistency that people bring to the building, that they're adding positive energy, and that, they're never too high, they're never too low, that they truly have purpose and intent behind what they do. And, again, like, I think it's important that we as leaders in college football, and me as the leader of Aztec football, like, model and show what that standard is each and every single day that I acted out, right? And so, I mean, hopefully we have a tremendous year one of these years, right, that we're building towards, where we go undefeated and we win a championship. And, hey, we're jumping on the radio and you're like, Coach, you're still the same dude, man. Like, you realize you guys ran the table and won the national championship? And I'm like, yeah, shoot, we're behind in recruiting. Like, we got to go. We got to go do the next thing the right way,
Well, you might be the same if you win the championship, but we won't be, Coach. We'll be jumping up and down and going crazy. Look, you've made it so much about the team, and that, again, is part of the I think the secret sauce for you guys. But Chris Johnson was a guy that was able to step out a little bit to be second team All-American. Unbelievable accomplishment. I think he could have been first team. Missed the one game. And, we all saw how much we missed him when he didn't play there in Hawaii. But talk a little bit about his commitment to the program. He came back, for you for another year. And what having a player accomplish what he did does for you guys going forward.
Yeah, I mean, Chris is a tremendous individual, right? And Chris will be the first one to tell you that all his individual awards are team awards. But Chris is a unique player, a unique young man. He showed that in his commitment to the program and the belief in our process, 12 months ago. And then, when the spring portal opened as well, people were trying to, steal him away from us because they know his talent and character and ability that he has. And I tell you what, it obviously worked out great for our program. And now it's something that we can point to, where there's real proof of concept about the development that we're going to have, the growth, in our young man. And for him, to be invited to the Senior Bowl, we're able to speak to that, right? To where all your dreams, can happen right here at San Diego State. You don't need to go chase a logo. You don't need to go chase a different opportunity. I mean, the grass is greenest where you water it. And Chris showed that, man, being loyal to the soil here and, being with the team that, believed in him and the program that believed in him first and foremost, and seeing that through is really, again, a testament to him, his family that raised him. And, what's great about it now is he moves through to the next chapter and the next process of, postseason draft process. Like, there's not a red flag that he has to answer, or a question that he has to answer about, hey, why'd you leave? And I think that speaks and that resonates with the NFL organizations, right? And when they're making decisions of who they're going to invest in, like, hey, this is a guy who's going to be loyal to the organization and loyal to the team, and a guy that the community can rally behind because he's shown that character and the way that he makes good, sound decisions. So, yeah, really happy for Chris, his family. And I agree with you. I'm hard-pressed to know who these other corners are that are better than him, because he's a true difference maker. And in my ballot, he's first team All-American all day, all day.
Coach Sean Lewis joins us here on Gwynn and Chris, Aztecs head football coach. And Coach Lewis, one of the things you're tasked with, aside from helping these young men, advance on the football field, advance in life, and prepare them for life, is you're also tasked with bringing in good help, good coaches alongside yourself. You lose a good one in Rob Orrich. He heads to Nebraska. That's got to be somewhat of a bittersweet thing, because obviously you bring guys in because they're good at what they do, and eventually, if they continue to do that, teams are going to come calling. But you also have to replace someone that was pretty valuable to the ball club this year. How does that go about? And tell us a little bit about his replacement.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously this whole thing, right, of college football in particular is always has been, always will be a talent acquisition business, right? Like whether it's the retention of talent, like we just talked about with Chris and Trey and Tano and all the others that we were able to keep 12 months ago to build a special 2025 team. Well, the retention of your coaching talent and the acquisition of your coaching talent, is equally as important. So obviously Rob was in-house a year ago and did a tremendous job, with our edges and trade development, and then, did a tremendous job a year ago taking over as, the defense coordinator and leading us to elite levels. And again, just like the players, when they're balling out on the film, well, obviously other head coaches recognize around college football, hey, someone's leading those guys and coordinating that defense. And Rob got a tremendous opportunity for him and his family. And, again, you know the job that you signed up for. And I'm very thankful for what Rob and his family and Coach Manning as well, who came in and coached our edges for a year, what they were able to do with us within our program, and, happy for them and the opportunity that they were able to get. And as we move forward, Coach Sumler's doing a tremendous job as our interim DC right now. I mean, everyone who's listening knows who he is and what he's about, and, the loyalty that he has shown to this program and the way that he's built connections with the guys. He's been doing a great job in that role. And, we're looking to have this thing kind of shored up here, for the full-time position and who that's going to be going forward in 2026 here sooner rather than later. But obviously it's such an critically important role that we want to make sure that we get it right and that we just don't rush to a decision in that regard.
Coach Sean Lewis is with us from San Diego State. We appreciate the time, Coach. I don't want to keep you too much longer. And I want to say my guys there are going to be mad at me for asking you this, but this has been a theme with the coaches that have come on our show this year, Matt Johnson and Rob Orich, and I asked them both about it. So I have to know, is Demetrius Sumler thinking about shaving his head and growing a beard so that he can be one of the top coaches on that staff?
That's not a prerequisite. I can't speak for everyone else, but I've just got some bad genes, or maybe it's the stress of the job. But I promise you guys don't want to see what this hair looks like if I try and grow it out, but I can't. So Beach can keep his style. He'll be good if it ends up being him.
Well, Coach Lewis, we appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us. We are certainly looking forward to seeing you guys perform a couple days after Christmas. Great year. Finish with a bang. And again, thank you for your time.
Yeah, guys, appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.
Coach.
Go Aztecs.
I'm always extremely impressed every time we talk to him, man. He seems like the perfect person to get this program going. I will have to say, and we were kind of talking about this while I was playing.
Yeah.
Chris scares both of us when he says,
So scary.
when he says stuff like, my partners are going to be mad at me for asking you this.
It's like Chris.
Both of us probably in our head were like, oh God, what is he about to say?
What is he about to ask? And that
wasn't that bad.
I mean, that's been a theme amongst the interviews with football. But yeah, immediately I'm like, where is
he going?
What am I going to have to clean up?
All right, that's going to do it for tonight's episode.
Yeah, there's no Skraby show.
No Chronicles.
Correct.
Back at you tomorrow. Short show. Get you prepared for the Rams. Seahawks.
Huge game,
big
honestly.
Game.
Yeah.
Big
it's
game.
First place in the NFC West. It's first place in the NFC.
Yeah, all that. Yeah. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good night.